fans, we have a first pitch tonight. The first pitch is to be thrown out by Feldman. Matt is not only the owner of Simply Fresh Events, he's also a sponsor of the Cropdusters and participates in a host family. The Cropdusters want to say a huge thank you for all you do. Fresh food, inspiring events, simple as that. Matt, it's your pitch. Steve Ryan. Thank you, Matt Feldman. Fans, it's now time for tonight's starting lineups. First, for the visiting Thunderbolts. Batting first, the shortstop number 7 from Frederick Community College, Josh Erb. Batting second, the designated hitter number 20 from Frederick Community College, Bryce Kerr. Batting third, the left fielder number 49 from Catholic University of America, Steve Thomas. Batting fourth, the first baseman number 26 from Mount St. Mary's University, Braden Foster. Batting fifth, the third baseman number 32 from Marymount University, Ryan Quadros. Batting sixth, the catcher number 9 from Westchester University, Ethan Warner. Batting seventh, the center fielder number 34 from the University of Maryland, Gabe Ruiz. Batting eighth, the right fielder number 27 from Westchester University, John Dunian. And batting ninth, the second baseman number 23 from Shippensburg University, Mike Heckman. Pitching for the Thunderbolts tonight is number 4 from Marymount University, Ryan Mariani. The head coach for the Thunderbolts is Brock Hunter. And now, led by our head coach and leader, the starting lineup for your Cropdusters. Batting first, the shortstop, number 4 from Shippensburg University, Carter Hines. Batting second, the right fielder, number 35 from East Carolina University, Jason Janesco. Batting third, the designated hitter, number 31 from LSU Shreveport, Anthony Swinda. Batting in the cleanup spot, the left fielder, number 15 from the Hartford Community College, Ehi Okoje. Batting fifth, the first baseman, number 22 from the University of Maryland, Coy Swanson. Batting sixth, the second baseman, number 16 from Frostburg State University, Ryan Bowman. Batting seventh, the third baseman, number 6 from the College of Charleston, Kevin McNeese. Batting in the second cleanup spot, the catcher, number 5 from the University of Alabama, Sandy Lees. And starting it all over again, the center fielder, number 3 from Frostburg State University, Ryan Scott. Pitching for your Cropdusters tonight is number 17 from the University of Dayton, Owen Basso. Let's go, Cropdusters! The umpires tonight at first base, Dave Stewart. At third base, Tom Russo. Behind home plate, Mickey Hopper. Ladies and gentlemen, we now please rise for the playing of our national anthem.
Welcome into First Responder Field for game number 29 between the Cropdusters and the Silver Spring-Takoma Thunderbolts. Hello everyone, I'm Jish Sokolsky, joined by Jack Feldman as always. And Jack, this is a Cropdusters team where I'm not sure what we can make of them. They've lost 4 of their last 11, but have won 3 of their last 5. It's been a confusing season to say the least, and it all starts with the bats.
It really has. It's been a very up and down season for the Dusters. And the offense, the team goes as the offense goes. The pitching has been pretty consistent all season. The offense has had games where it's exploded for over 10 runs, and then they've had games where they're barely able to scratch across a couple hits. So they're playing a T-Bolts team. They played a couple times. They're familiar with them, and could be a nice groove for the offense to get going in.
In the last 2 games, Jack, the offense had just 2 hits up into the 8th inning. Last night, they were able to form a 4-run comeback to win 9-6 over the Metro South County Braves. But this is a T-Bolts team that they have hit around before, but the last time they played them, only 2 hits all game. So that's something that they'll have to work on and fix this time around. But as things stay the same, things are different as well. Owen Basso starts on the mound for the first time this season for the Cropdusters. The Lafayette College transfer. The Dayton transfer just went to Lafayette College, is getting his first start, but in a few innings of relief, he's struggled to really find his command.
He has. The stuff is there. He's got 3 electric pitches. He just struggles with hit batters, struggles with walks. So once he can really dial in that command, he's going to be a very good pitcher.
Basso's pitched in 4 games, 6 innings pitched total with 8 earned runs, 7 walks, but 8 strikeouts is something you can hang your hat on if you're Owen Basso. It's a guy who doesn't give up a lot of contact, and maybe with his first start, when he gets to be the guy, he can show off more of the electric stuff that he has. 2 strikeouts in all 4 of his appearances, going no more than 2 innings pitched. He'll probably go more than that today. He starts off against a T-Bolts lineup that has been solid at hitting all season long. It starts with Josh Erd. For about a week there, was the league's leading hitter, hitting at .556 at one point in the year. Has cooled off as of late, and is now hitting .263 on the year. Basso, the righty, faces off against Erd, the righty first, who swings and chops it foul for strike 1.
It really is a very good offensive lineup for the T-Bolts, and you look up and down this lineup, it's very consistent. They really go with the same 9 guys the majority of games.
Erd has been one of the more consistent guys against the Cropdusters, getting his 5th start in as many games. Has gone 4 for 11 against the only side as he fouls off the second pitch, strike 2. That's good for a .364 average with an RBI and 4 walks. That's a real killer.
That's what you love to see from Owen Basso. 2 quick strikes. He just has to keep pounding the zone.
Strikes off of fouls, and now he's 1 away from his first punch-out. Basso deals, and just barely misses high and away, ball 1, but a good miss from Owen Basso. Tried to paint that top corner.
Controlled around the zone, not a wild pitch like we've seen from him previously.
1-2, Owen Basso snaps and fires low. Ball 2. An early ballerina count, 2-2 for Josh Erd. The shortstop was electric in JUCO this past spring, hit 7 triples. That's the 7th most in NJCAA, the JUCO Association. He lines one up the middle, off the mound of the pitcher, and through to the outfield for the first hit of the game. It belongs to the leadoff guy to put him on with no outs in the top of this first.
Nice piece of hitting from Josh Erd. He was originally committed Division I to NJIT and then decided to go the JUCO route.
And he's thrived in that JUCO route. We'll see where he transfers, but he's shown the talent this summer to go to a Division I school if he so chooses.
If he ends up D1.
Now it's Bryce Curry up to the dish, the designated hitter tonight. Typically a third baseman when he plays in the field, has a runner at first, and no outs. He lifts one into left, it falls for another base hit. Erd, with a head of steam, heads towards third, and he gets there safely on the single. 2 straight hits given up by Owen Basso, puts a runner 90 feet away. We're still no outs into the top of this first.
Jish, this is your second year in the Requiem League. You're kind of familiar with the teams. How would you say this T-Bolts offense compares to years past?
It's definitely a lot better than years past from what we've seen. Although that's typically their MO. Their offense was never typically bad. Sometimes their pitching just gets out of control, and that's how they typically lose their games. First pitch to the 3-hole hitter, Steve Thomas, is a strike down the middle.
Basso's throwing strikes.
He's throwing strikes, but he's given up 2 hits already in the top of this first with no outs. He's up ahead of Thomas, 0-1. Next one misses outside for ball 1. Thomas evens things up. The left fielder today from Catholic University. One time was a Maryland Terrapin. Transferred all the way down to D3. Second pitch, an 87-mile-per-hour fastball off the dish for ball 2. Thomas pulls ahead.
That's right around where his fastball has been to start things off, right around that 87-mile-an-hour mark.
2-1. This is Basso's first appearance at home. And Thomas levels one into right. That brings home the first run for the Thunderbolts. Thomas is making the run to second, and he gets there sliding. 3 straight hits to start off the day. A double from Steve Thomas, the latest. It's 1-0 Thunderbolts in the top of this first.
92 miles an hour off the bat into that right center gap. A good job by Jason Janesco to cut it off, but Steve Thomas has a lot of speed and was able to cruise into second with the double.
Now it's the first Thunderbolts All-Star up to bat, and their first lefty, Braden Foster, settles into the lefty batter's box with 2 in scoring position and still no outs. First pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1. A very strong start for the Thunderbolts offense, but Owen Basso continues to throw strikes.
This is where Basso can utilize that changeup against lefties.
0-1 the count. He takes a look back at Thomas at second and fires. Too high, ball 1.
He went with back-to-back changeups to start Foster off.
Now's as good a time as any to introduce you to the Cropdusters defense. Behind the dish, catching the balls is Sammy Lease. Next pitch inside for ball 2. At first base, Coy Swanson again after hitting a nuke yesterday. Second base, Ryan Bowman, his natural position from college. Carter Hines at shortstop for the second straight day. Kevin McMeans at third. The 2-1. Swing and a fly ball deep into right. It falls for another base hit. 1 run scores. Thomas stops his run. It's third. It's now 2-0 Thunderbolts in the top of this first. Janesco caught it off the hop. He's playing right field tonight.
Wow, Jish. 4 straight hits to start things off for the T-Bolts.
It's not what you want if you're Owen Basso. The Thunderbolts are pouring it on as of late. Braden Foster, the latest to get a hit. So now Mike Evans already talking with Owen Basso. He hasn't recorded a single out yet in the top of this first. Already trails 2-0 off of 4 hits.
And you don't typically see this from him. His stuff is really good, generates a lot of swing and misses. When he's struggling, it's typically due to walks and command.
Today he's given these Thunderbolts lollipops to lay up into the outfield. And every batter thus far has seen a ball they can crush. Now it's another all-star up with runners in the corners and no outs in the top of this first. Ryan Quadros settles into the righty batter's box. The third baseman from Marymount University can make it an even taller task for the Cropdusters. Corner infielders in, middle infield back, preparing for a double play. First pitch. Low and away, ball 1 for Owen Basso. .0 for Quadros. Was an All-AEC second-teamer with a .355 average this past spring in college. The 1-0. Chopper down to second. Boma fields it off the hop. Makes the throw to second for 1. Back to first. Not on time. Quadros beats the throw on the fielder's choice. It scores another run. Steve Thomas comes home from third. And it finally brings the first out to the scoreboard for the Cropdusters.
Batting the catcher, number 9 from Westchester University, Ethan Warner.
A sigh of relief for the Cropdusters, but already 3 runs given up in the top of this first. It's going to be tough sledding to get out of this one. There's a runner at first base now with 1 out. Ryan Quadros takes a lead. Basso delivers high for ball 1. Ethan Warner, the next batter up, another all-star, playing catcher tonight. of all the all-star catchers in the North, he has the best batting average north of 300 on the year just below 300 at 286. As Basso clips the inside corner, strike one to even things up. Three 0 the T-Bolts lead. The 1-1. Too low, ball two. Basso's fastball is missing glove side over and over and over again. 2-1 the count, one out, one runner at second. A ground ball could end the inning. Basso snaps and deals. Buried into the bottom away corner, strike two. Ethan Warner frozen, just staring at that one. So now Basso can collect his first K with another pitch, the 2-2. Chopped foul, he'll stay alive.
Threw a changeup there, left it up. A good pitch for Ethan Warner to hit. He's got to bury that pitch in the dirt.
2-2 the count. Basso's been trying to attack the lower portion of the zone. He's got a runner at first and one out. The 2-2. Check swing, ball outside, full count.
Another hot day at Serve Pro Stadium, Jish. North of 90 degrees.
A hot day and another slow start for the Cropdusters pitcher. Yesterday, Marty Coyne had a great start, but before that, Brandon Brown and Peyton Brannick came out of the gate struggling. Basso doing the same as he throws the fourth ball and a walk to Ethan Warner to keep this inning going with one out. His first walk given up. It brings Ryan Quadros to second, Ethan Warner to first. We're already at the 7-hole hitter. Gabe Ruiz steps up to bat from UMBC, the center fielder. Looks to bring home that runner in scoring position. He's got another one at first. The first pitch from Basso is hit up the middle to Hines at short, who dives, throws to second, throw back to first, not to be made. A fielder's choice again brings a second out to the scoreboard, a runner to third, and a runner to first.
It's a great play by Carter Hines, saving a run. Quadros would have scored if that ball got through the infield.
A diving play from Carter Hines at the second base, and a quick flip up from his belly to bring up the 8-hole hitter, John Dunyan. Sacrifice fly off the table with a runner at third, another one at first, who's dancing around looking to steal. Gabe Ruiz goes. Lease throws to second. The throw's on time, but off mark. He is safe at second. Force is taken away at second base. With two runners in scoring position and two outs, it's up to the all-star Dunyan to bring them home. They're already up 3-0 in the top of this first, but with two outs, Dunyan has no room to breathe. 1-0. Too high, ball two. A 2-0 count for Owen Basso, who filled up a count to Ethan Warner, who's now at third. 2-0, misses outside for ball three. Fastball continues to be yanked into the lefty batter's box. Dunyan, one ball away from a free pass. Basso likes the first pitch, settles, and from the stretch, here's the 3-0. Clips the top corner, strike one. Owen Basso finally cuts into the zone on the outside portion, almost up to 90 miles per hour on the fastball at 89. The 3-1. Too high, ball four, bases loaded, two outs in the top of this first, and the bottom of the order up to bat in Mike Heckman.
Especially in this heat, Jish, you don't want one of these extended innings where your pitcher's going to be out there for a prolonged period of time.
Well, he's been out there for a long time. He's already at the bottom of the order in the top of the first. Mike Heckman, the second baseman, up to bat in his third start against the Cropdusters. Takes the first pitch high for ball one. 1 for 5 in his two starts. He's walked twice. Another one would bring home the fourth runner for the T-Bolts today. 1-0 the count, two outs, bases juice. The pitch from Basso. Swinging a foul ball, strike one. This is a dream start for the Thunderbolts, who currently sit at 11-18 outside of the playoff picture. They need wins more than they need air right now to stay in it. 1-1 the count, and if they're ahead big early, that's a great sign.
Well, both these teams in similar boats. Cropdusters on the inside looking out, Thunderbolts vice versa, but they're both struggling right now. It's gonna be tight for both of them to squeeze into the playoffs.
2-1 the count. The T-Bolts, surprisingly hot, beat the Giants the other day to stay alive in the playoff race. The 2-1. Swing and a chopper down to Carter Hines at short, who fields it. Throws to first on time for out number 3. Bases left loaded on the ground out, but the Thunderbolts score 3 before we're through with the first inning. Cropdusters bats looking for a hot start when we return. Stay with us here on YouTube. Jish, Sokolsky, Jack Feldman on the call. Thunderbolts lead 3-0.
Now, infamous Cropdusters baseball team dancing to Count 9 Joe. You won't want to miss this. And we also have the 7th inning stretch and much more tonight. We'll have a great night here at Cropduster Baseball.
Jish, Sokolsky, Jack Feldman on the call here for this one. The Thunderbolts jumped out to a commanding 3-0 lead at the top of this first inning. Now it's time for the Cropdusters to swing the bat, and they'll have to do so against the Thunderbolt starter Ryan Mariani, somebody who they've seen already before. He was the first pitcher that the Thunderbolts threw out this season right here at this field, and it didn't go too well for him.
Not his first year in the Ripken League, has some experience pitching in big games. He's not going to be fazed by the moment. This is a game that the T-Bolts really need to win, and they're looking for him to show up big.
Mariani went 2 innings in a start last time he played here. 3 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks before he was taken out. The Cropdusters went on to win that game 16-6. He was credited with the loss, his only of the year. Otherwise, he's been pretty solid in 6 appearances, 3 starts. He's pitched 19 innings, 21 hits, with 9 earned runs, a 4.19 ERA. He swings against Carter Hines first, who swings himself for strike 1 on a foul ball. Hines got the start at the top of the order in yesterday's game versus the Braves. He went 1 for 5 in that game, but that one hit a crucial RBI single to bring in the 9th run. The 0-1. Swing and a chopper hit down to second. Heckman fields and throws to first to Foster for out number 1. Carter Hines quickly put away with a ground out, the exact same type that got him away in the first inning the last time. So now Jason Janesco is up to bat. He came in to pinch run yesterday, but he's been a hot hitter for the Cropdusters. Janesco on the year is hitting .250. He joined the team a little bit later. First pitch in the dirt, ball 1. But he's a guy who's come on as of late. His breakout performance came against Big Train, a 3-hit night that time. Last time he started at this field, a 4-hit outing versus the Grays. As he takes the 1-0 outside, ball 2, Janesco. Early in his time with the Cropdusters, seemingly swung at everything, but an encouraging sign to see him stare at 2 balls. The 2-0, swing and a miss, strike 1, a foul ball through the catcher's legs.
He's been everywhere in this lineup. He's hitting the 9-hole, he's hit leadoff in the 2-hole today. A guy that you love to see on base, because he can swipe a bat, Jish.
He's only played in 1 game versus the T-Bolts, a 6-5 loss the last time these teams played. He went 0 for 3 in that game. The 2-1. Well outside, ball 3. And if Mariani throws pitches like that consistently, the Cropdusters can expect a similar performance that they had against him last time.
Just have to continue to be disciplined, put up good at-bats.
It's a good at-bat for Janesko right now. 3-1. The pitch from Mariani from the windup. Outside, ball 4, Janesko gets on. Jason Janesko, always a threat to swipe a bag. One of the fastest guys on the team. Jack, you'd say he's the fastest guy.
I would. I was thinking about this last night. You said you could beat Connor Spellman in a race. I think we got to make that happen, Jish.
One of these days. Anthony Swenda up to bat, the designated hitter today. Hit a nuke yesterday in his one hit. Went 1 for 5 with a solo shot in the bottom of the 8th. That started the comeback rally for the Cropdusters, who went on to win 9-6 over the Braves. He's got Janesko at first with 1 out. And Mariani delivers to him first, low and away for ball 1. And Swenda, in his first at-bat of the season, it came against the Thunderbolts, pinch hitting with 2 outs in the top of the 9th. He flew out in that one, but the very next day he started against the Giants, went 4 for 4, and the day after, 3 for 4 with a home run. The 1-0. Takes one on the corner, strike 1. Fastball buried in to even things up at a ball and a strike for Swenda.
Mariani only throwing 79 to 80 with the fastball, but the spin rate is higher than what we're seeing from Basso, who's throwing 89, so it plays up.
The 1-1, he tries a pickoff back to first. Janesko sees it and stays safe on the slide back. Swenda's hitting .348 early in the year. Was sliding a little bit going into yesterday's game before hitting that absolute blast. 1-1. Swing and a chopper hit foul down the left field line for strike 2. Swenda has struck out 5 times already in 23 at-bats with the Cropdusters this season. Mariani is looking for his first strikeout against one of the most powerful and dangerous hitters in the Cropdusters lineup. 1-2 the count. Janesko a healthy lead at first. And the pitch from Mariani well outside. 2-2 the count.
Swenda, one of the leaders in the clubhouse on this team. Also, for a brief moment, tied with the lead in home runs before Coy Swanson took it back from him. And Swenda's only played, 4 games? 5 games?
He's played in 6 games so far. 5 starts. The 2-2 misses low and away. Ball 3. Anthony Swenda brings the count full. Swenda has just 1 walk in his time with the Cropdusters. 1 pitch away from strikeout number 6. Walk number 2 or hit number 9. Dunyan nods and delivers. Swing and a high fly ball into center left field. And it's Diaz who settles under it. Or Ruiz, excuse me, who settles under it and makes the play for out number 2. A fly out to left to bring 2 outs to the scoreboard and Ehi Akoje to the plate. Akoje came in to pinch hit last night, and what a big pinch hit it was. Came in for Griffin Puvel. He sent a single right up the middle, an RBI single to tie the game in the bottom of the 8th. Now he gets a start again. Looking to do damage to this baseball. Janesko at first with 2 outs. First pitch from Mariani yanked away for ball 1. Akoje playing in left field tonight. Had a real breakout performance against the Aces just last week. A 3 for 5 showing where he hit his first home run. 5 RBIs in that game. Runner goes. Janesko has a great leap but has to come back after a foul ball from Akoje.
It was only a matter of time before Janesko tried to steal. Pretty much every time he's on the bases, you know he's going to go at some point.
He's got 3 steals on the year on 4 attempts. But someone who has the tools to do it. He's shown his cards, though. Expect Warner, the all-star catcher behind the dish for the Thunderbolts, to have a quick jump on anything Janesko tries to do. Throw back to first, nothing doing. The outfielder slides in safely to keep the first inning at 2 outs. 1-1 for Akoje. Mariani looking to put this inning on ice early. The 1-1. Low and away, ball 2. That's been where Mariani's been missing the majority of his pitches. So far, not inducing the swings he wants on those low pitches.
Both pitchers kind of missing on the outside part of the zone.
2-1, the pitch. Swing and a driven fly ball into left field that barely pokes foul, but over the wall, a foul ball home run from Ehia Koje to bring us to 2 strikes and 2 balls.
Yeah, as soon as he hit that, he spun back in frustration. He knew that was foul.
Just a little bit too early on the pitch. 79 out of Mariani's hand. That's his fastball. Outfield shifted to the left after that pitch. Janesco, the runner at first, 2 outs. He goes ball high. The throw is well offline. Janesco easily takes second. So now a full count with the inning on the line for Okoje and a runner in scoring position after Janesco snagged his 4th steal of the season. Okoje's had some clutch hits in the past. He'll need one right here. That's something the Cropdusters have lacked in situations like this. 2 outs and a runner in scoring position. Full count. Mariani's pitch on the way. Outside, ball 4, a second walk puts Ehia Koje on the bases.
Batting next, the first baseman, number 22 from the University of Maryland, Coy Swanson.
So now Coy Swanson steps up to bat. A slow start yesterday with 2 strikeouts, but made everyone forget about that with a home run in the 8th inning, a 2-run shot 400 feet over the right field line, his 4th of the season. He leads the team in home runs. He's the tying run with 2 runners on in the bottom of this first, but 2 outs. He has to be careful. Janesco, the lead at second. Okoje, a healthy lead at first. First pitch. Swung foul, strike 1. Swanson played first base yesterday. Getting the start at the 3 spot again today. He's played mainly in the outfield this season, but it seems that some of his best starts have come at first base.
Well, he's there again tonight, Jish.
0-1 the count. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Especially this late in the season when the Cropdusters need some insurance wins to stay alive in the playoff race. 0-1, throw back to second, nothing doing. A dangerous pickoff attempt. Fortunately, the shortstop had telepathy with the pitcher, covered the base in time. If it went to the outfield, Janesco could take third, easily.
Well, that's probably a timing play where the catcher drops his glove, and as soon as he drops his glove, the shortstop breaks for the bag.
Still 0-1, back at the bag for Swanson. Takes one inside, ball 1, he evens things up. And I'm sure that he is focused more on getting into good situations, good at-bats this time around. Doesn't want to go down swinging 2 times in a row like he did yesterday.
I think he's trying to hit another home run, Jish. He's seeing 80 miles an hour right down the middle.
1-1. T-Bolts lead 3-0 in the bottom of this first. 2 outs, runners at first and second. Fastball low and in, ball 2. Swanson pulls ahead. Mariani has to figure it out. Keeps yanking the ball towards the lefty side. Now against his first lefty, he's in danger of hitting him. He's already walked 2 batters. Now behind, 2 balls to 1 strike to Swanson with the inning in question.
And that homer that Swanson hit last night was absolutely crushed. No doubt about it.
2-1 the count. Pitch clock violation called against the pitcher this time. Ball 3 for Coy Swanson.
Some cheering from the Cropdusters dugout.
Yesterday, a pitch clock violation was called against Carter Hines to end the inning. So now the Cropdusters get a call in their favor, and ball 4 lands around Swanson's foot. So now that loads the bases with 2 outs.
I think that might have hit his foot. Not that it mattered. Would have been ball 4 anyway.
It does not matter. The bases are loaded on walks. Ryan Mariani now talking to his whole infield and his skipper, Coach Brock Hunter, before we resume play with Ryan Boma, the second baseman, stepping up with 2 outs and bases loaded. It's been a rough outing thus far for Mariani. Very similar to his last one. He's already thrown 3 walks. That already ties how many he had in his last start against the Cropdusters in 2 innings. He's only gone through 2/3.
Just has not been able to consistently throw strikes, in a big opportunity for Ryan Boma with bases loaded to get the Cropdusters back into this ballgame and on the board.
Janesko at third, Akoje at second, Coy Swanson at first, Ryan Boma, the Frostburg State second baseman, at the plate. Has doubles in his last 2 starts, 3 of them against the Grays. Last time he started at this venue. Another huge extra base hit with 2 outs. Could be the difference maker. He hit his first home run of the season in an exhibition game this past Tuesday at the Tri-City Chili Peppers. First pitch, low and away, ball 1. Good block from Warner behind the dish to stop the pitch from going wild and keep Janesko at third. Boma on the year is hitting .286. That is 5th best on the Cropdusters. 7 doubles. That also leads the team. 1-0 the count. Swing and a driven ball down the third baseline, but barely foul for strike 1. Janesko made an appeal to the home base umpire, thinking that it stayed fair, but it did not, so the runner at third base has to make the move back to third.
I think they're going to talk about whether or not that hit Janesko in fair territory.
He did have to leap
back foul.
He did have to leap away from it, so now the umpires are gathering.
Well, if the call on the field was foul, I would assume that. Then how would it hit Janesko in fair territory?
It might have ricocheted off him in fair territory and gone foul. It looked like he had to leap away from the grounder headed right toward him.
They're going to call him safe.
I believe that's the right call. 1-1 the count. On a foul ball from Ryan Boma. 2 outs in the top of this first, or the bottom of this first, where the Cropdusters trail by 3. Tying runs at first base with 2 outs. Boma, the double king of the Cropdusters, settles in. Mariani delivers. Too low, ball 2.
Cropduster hitters just not biting on that slow breaking ball out of the zone. And by doing that, they're putting themselves into hitters' counts.
1-1 the count for Boma. Takes one too high for ball 3. It was the 2-1 that missed high. So now Boma's 1 ball away from walking in the first Cropdusters runner. 3-1 the count. 2 outs for Ryan Boma, who has a big pitch ahead of him. A swinger's count, but he might be better set to keep it on his shoulder. Takes it low, away, ball 4, walk 4 for Ryan Mariani. That brings in Janesko from third, and the Cropdusters are on the board. 3-1 in favor of the away side at the bottom of this first.
Number 6 from the College of Charleston, Kevin McMean.
Kevin McMean's up to bat with bases loaded again. Tying run now at second base. That's Coy Swanson still. In a 3-1 contest in the bottom of this third. Bad starts for both pitchers thus far. 4 walks for Mariani and 4 hits for the Cropdusters pitcher Basso. First pitch to McMeans, who chops one foul down the third baseline. Strike 1. McMeans has his only home run of the season against these Thunderbolts. That came at Montgomery Blair Stadium, though, all the way back on June 12th.
Much easier stadium to park one out of than Serve Pro.
On the year, McMeans is hitting .167, but those hits have come up big, 5 RBIs. As he clocks one into the left center gap, it's traveling back there and lands for another extra base hit. 1-run score. Swanson scores from second. Rounding from first is Boma, who slides down and is safe. A 3-run double from Kevin McMeans makes it a 4-3 Cropdusters lead.
Next to catcher number 5 from the University of Alabama, Sammy.
Well, that was a bang play for Ryan Boma. They threw the ball into second, and that's really what allowed Boma to score. If they would have cut 4 there, would have been a close play at home.
Ryan Boma was able to get in standing up. Kevin McMeans, his second double of the year, his 8th RBI as 3 runs come in. Ryan Mariani's day is done after going through just 2/3 of an inning. It's going to be a bullpen day for the Thunderbolts as they just squandered their first lead. It's now 4-3 in the bottom of the first. This could be a slugfest if the pitching doesn't wake up. McMeans has just gotten better and better as a batter. We know he's a great defender, playing third base and second base this season, but showing off what he can do as a batter is going to be such a welcome addition to this team, who's been having problems finding runs and hits in the recent days. They only had 2 hits the last time they played this team. They've already halved that in the first inning.
Advisors called to the bullpen. Now pitching for the Thunderbolts from Frostburg State University, wearing jersey number 42, Christian Bonilla. GRF CPAs and advisors, we harness the power of diverse talent, industry expertise, and cutting-edge. It's
Christian Bonilla up to pitch now for the Thunderbolts. Also pitched in that first game against the Cropdusters, where he only went 2/3 of an inning. 1 hit, no runs, and a strikeout. He was one of their better pitchers in that day, as the rest of the pitching staff allowed 16 that day.
A lot of familiar faces that the Cropdusters batters have faced before.
Bonilla, the righty from Frostburg State, just watched his Frostburg teammate come home as the go-ahead run, Ryan Boma. Bonilla, one of 3 Frostburg State pitchers on this Thunderbolt squad. So there's a little bit of continuity and chemistry in that bullpen. On the year, Bonilla has pitched in 9 games with 2 starts, a 10.42 ERA with 19 innings. That's 22 earned runs. That is the most on the team. But they'll throw anything they can out there. They just squandered a huge lead in the top of the third. Now they have a runner at second, Kevin McMeans, with Sammy Lease up to bat. Lease on the year is hitting .207 with 2 RBIs, 13 strikeouts. He has to turn it around and quick, but he has a great opportunity to do so. First pitch from Bonilla clocks the bottom right for strike 1. So Bonilla doing something that Mariani, the starter, could not, finding the low away corner. 0-1 the count. Runner at second, 2 outs. Swing and a grounder hit to third. This could be the inning. Throw across the diamond is offline. A devastating play from Quadros, the all-star third baseman, who threw it well beyond the first base glove of Braden Foster, who had to lay out for it and couldn't keep the feet on the bag. Sammy Lease is safe off a throwing error.
So the T-Bolts batted around in the first. Cropdusters say, no problem, we can match that, and they just did.
And Brian Scott is sitting at the bottom of the order. He has been playing lights out as of late. Went 1 for 3 yesterday with a RBI double in the 8th inning.
He really has.
First pitch, high and in, ball 1. So now it's Frostburg versus Frostburg between pitcher and batter. Brian Scott, who's heat up as of late. Ever since he got hurt, it seems that he's come back, hit his first home run, had his first multi-hit game. He's been a contributor at the bottom of this ticket. 1-0 misses high and away for ball 2. Scott working a great first at-bat. Walked his first time up last game. He's got runners in the corners with 2 outs. Crops lead 4-3. Fastball, low and away, strike 1. Bonilla's heater is a lot more spicy than Mariani's, up to 89 miles per hour with almost 2,400 rotations per minute. 2-1. Too low, ball 3. Mariani loaded the bases twice. Bonilla is coming in relief, has already seen a runner get on via error, and now can load the bases again with 1 more missed pitch. 3-1. Chopped down the third base line. Quadros fields, fires, and gets him out. Finally, this inning is put to bed. 7 combined runs between the two teams. The Cropdusters have the bigger end of that wishbone. It's 4-3 in favor of the home side. Jish Sokolsky and Jack Feldman on the call for this one. We'll return for the top of the second. Stay with us.
Cropdusters goaltender rounding the bases. So bring that foul ball over for your Cropdusters golden ticket.
An offensive showdown resumes here at First Responder Field. Cropdusters lead 4-3 after just one inning. Jish, Sokolsky, Jack Feldman on the call. Both of these offenses went through their entire lineup once. The Cropdusters just able to put more runs on the board than the Thunderbolts at the end of the day. But they'll lead off with the top of the order again. Josh Erd singled his last time up, came all the way around. He was one of 4 straight hits to start the game for the Thunderbolts.
Owen Basso back out there for second inning, trying to do a little better job than his first.
His first inning, he allowed 4 hits, 2 walks, was able to get out of it with a ground out from Carter Hines at short. First pitch to Erd, low and away, strike 1 on the off-speed.
That is the one thing. He's been missing competitively and still able to get ahead of these hitters.
0-1 the count. The pitch. Off the dirt, ball 1, just as you say that, Jack. A dramatic miss that skips off the lefty batter's box and into the glove of Lease behind the dish. 1-1 the count. Base is empty for the leadoff Erd. Sky's the limit. Swing and another base hit. That's sliced through to the left fielder, Ahia Koje, who throws it back in. Now Josh Erd is 2 for 2 in 2 innings played.
He's always a speed threat on the bases, too.
Bryce Curry up to bat, hit a single as well to right field his last time up. He's got a runner at first with no outs. Owen Basso has given up 5 hits already. Trying to not get doubled up by Bryce Curry now. First pitch. Low and in, ball 1. So he's already doing better. Bryce Curry clocked the first pitch he saw. Now he gets through at least 1 pitch. 1-0 with the runner at first. A ball skips away from Lease low. Erd takes second on a wild pitch. And it brings the count to 2-0 for Bryce Curry. So now another runner in scoring position for the Thunderbolts. That's Josh Erd, who would represent the tying run if he does in fact come in. The 2-0. Chopped up the middle, right to Boma at second. Shuffle step throw to first for out number 1. So Owen Basso getting his first out a lot sooner this inning. It took him 5 batters before he could get 1 out on the board. Now does it in his second batter of this one. He still has to be awfully careful with the runner at third now. Josh Erd advanced on the play. And Steve Thomas at the bag, who hit a double his last time up. First pitch. Low and gets away from Lease. A wild pitch scores Erd from third. We're tied up at 4 in the top of this second now. Owen Basso spiked that one away. And now Steve Thomas has to work with empty bases.
Exciting first 2 innings to this ball game.
The complete opposite from what we've seen from Cropdusters as of late. A lot of low-scoring affairs. You think back to just 3 games ago right here at this field against the Senators, a 3-1 contest. These teams both have more runs than both teams did that day combined. First pitch low and, or the second pitch, excuse me, low and away for a strike on the corner to Steve Thomas. 1-1 from Basso. Too high, ball 2. Owen Basso recently transferred to Lafayette College after not pitching his freshman year at Dayton due to an injury. Took him a little bit to come back, and he's still getting a feel for it again. Swing and a whiff. Strike 2 on a hefty wave from Steve Thomas, chasing that off speed well out in front of it.
There's that devastating Basso changeup.
2-2 on the way next. Basso looking for his first K. Hit on the ground to second. Boma fields it off the dirt and makes the routine throw for out number 2. Or, yes, it did. Okay, it looked like Coy Swanson might have dropped it for a second, but the umpire says that he had control on the bag before it popped out of his glove. Out 2 is confirmed on another ground out to second. Braden Foster leveled a single into right field for his first hit of the day, his last at-bat, last inning. Now with 2 outs, he'll need another. First pitch fouled backwards, strike 1. A walk would also suffice, but with no runners on, a hit would definitely do more damage. Basso gets a new ball from the umpire behind the plate before continuing. Owen Basso records back-to-back outs for the first time this outing. Looking for 3 straight to put this inning to bed. He's up 0-1 to the All-Star, Braden Foster. 0-1. Swing and a grounder, hit to first. Swanson comes out, makes the field, and the throw back to Basso, who covers for out 3. A much better inning for Owen Basso. 1 run still came across off of 1 hit, but none are left on off of 3 straight groundouts. Owen Basso gets out of it, and we are tied again. Jish Sokolsky, Jack Feldman on the call for this one. Rejoin us at the bottom of the second, where the Cropdusters look to continue from a dominant first inning of play.
This just in, all Croppies, all kids aged 5 to 12 that are interested in dusting the bases, head over to the Cropdusters dugout. All kids interested in running the bases, head over to the Cropdusters dugout.
For the score. And I'm not talking about the Syracuse retired number. Jish Sokolsky, Jack Feldman, a Syracuse broadcast team for this one down in Maryland between the Cropdusters and the Thunderbolts.
Jish.
Both offenses have been on fire.
I don't know if anyone outside the realm of Syracuse gets that reference.
You're
but
right,
I enjoy
Jack.
it. Yeah,
44 was the
it.
number worn by legendary running backs Jim Brown, Ernie Davis, and Floyd Little. All played at Syracuse, all wore that number. It just means more up in the 315, but down here in the 301, the 4-4 is just the score between the Cropdusters and the Thunderbolts. Top of the order back up after Brian Scott went down to end the first inning. Carter Hines takes one low and away for strike 1. He grounded out his last at-bat. One of just 4 members of the Cropdusters lineup to not get on base. The 0-1 chopped down the third baseline and pokes foul for strike 2.
Carter Hines showing a lot of emotion in the end of yesterday's game against the Braves. He was fired up, Jish.
Something we don't typically see from this guy who keeps a cool head on his shoulders. The 0-2. Swing and a miss on a high fastball for out number 1. Carter Hines goes down swinging.
35 from East Carolina University, Jason Janesco.
Jason Janesco got the party started for the Cropdusters last inning with a walk. Will have to do so again with no runners on and 1 out. The exact same situation he faced in that first inning, but a new pitcher this time. We'll see if Bonilla has better success. First pitch. High and away, ball 1. Janesco not chasing the 81 mile per hour off speed. 1-0. A called strike on the low corner to even things up at a ball and a strike. Now Janesco has to reassess the square in front of him with the 1-1. Swing and a foul ball, strike 2. So Bonilla, after recording the first strikeout for either side today, can make it 2 in a row as he reached 91 miles per hour on that pitch. 1-2. Low and in. Ball 2.
Jason Janesco just looks like such a better hitter than when he first arrived, just much more disciplined.
The 2-2. Swing and a foul ball. He'll do it again.
Just long at bat after long at bat, taking borderline pitches. He looks locked in right now.
He was one of those big swing and miss hitters in his first ever game. 3 strikeouts in that one, and a loss to the Aces. 2-2. Swing and a foul ball. He stays alive yet again. Another foul ball.
Another 91 mile an hour fastball from Bonilla. The velo is starting to tick up.
2-2 the count. Janesco settles in, playing at one of the most prestigious baseball programs in the country. He chops it to third. Quadros fields it off the hop, throws out on time across the diamond for out number 2. So after a crucial error in the first inning, Ryan Quadros at the hot corner has atoned for it with 2 ground outs since. Now Anthony Swenda, a third baseman in his own right, / second baseman / first baseman / wherever you want to put him, playing the designated hitter.
He can play
tonight.
anywhere.
He could definitely play anywhere.
Stick him behind the plate.
I don't know about that. He works with 2 outs and bases empty. First pitch from Bonilla. On the low corner, strike 1. That's his money pitch. Fastball low and away. You'll seldom find batters swinging at that. Bonilla shakes off the first pitch and delivers the 0-1. Swenda fouls it off his bat on a check swing. An unfortunate turn of events to bring strike 2 to the scoreboard. Swenda flew out his first at-bat on a full count. Now he's 1 strike away from ending the inning. 4-4 your score with 2 outs. None on. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a foul ball again. Swenda keeps the inning alive. The hitting has been contagious for the Cropdusters, but it also, I think it's only been contagious. It seems that they can only get hits, get on base when someone else has done it before him. Their 2-out hitting has not been the best this season. The 0-2. Low and in, ball 1, but if anyone can do it, it's Anthony Swenda, who has the most college baseball experience of anyone on roster, heading into his 5th year of college ball, as he's transferred down to LSU Shreveport, the JUCO, down in LSU. In Louisiana, as he fouls off the 1-2 to stay alive once more. Swenda played his last 4 years at UMBC. This past season, led the team in home runs and RBIs. And in summer ball, in only 6 games, he's tied for 2nd on the Cropdusters with 3 home runs. 1-2 the count. The pitch from Bonilla. Called strike on the low corner, 90 out of his hand to punctuate this inning and keep the game tied. The Cropdusters go down 1-2-3. Bonilla tosses 2 Ks and turns it back over to his batters. We'll return for the 3rd inning on YouTube for a tie game. Jish Sokolsky, Jack Feldman on the call.
Cropdusters baseball camp from July 15th to July 19th. The camp is conducted by Cropdusters players and head coach Adam Leader. The camps will be held at Schooley Mill Park in Fulton, Maryland. So come on out, join the camp, learn some skills, and let's dust them.
Jish, Sokolsky, Jack Feldman on the call for the top of this third inning. Score is tied at 4 in the top of the third. Ryan Quadros, the all-star third baseman, to lead off for the T-Bolts against Owen Basso, whose fastball is hot, but it doesn't have the spin rate, Jack. He throws the first pitch to Quadros. That one more of a changeup.
Yeah.
Inside for ball 1.
You know, the fastball is only hitting like 1,900 RPMs, which, you know, average for a 90-mile-an-hour fastball, probably in the low 2,000s.
1-0, too low, ball 2.
Low to mid-2000s, so hitters are seeing it well out of his hand. It doesn't have, you know, a lot of ride on it right now, and even though it is 88, 89, it's a very hittable pitch right now.
2-0. Misses low and away. Ball 3.
You look at Bonilla, he's throwing pretty much same velo, maybe a little higher than Basso, but around the same, and his spin rate's up to 2,400 on that fastball, and that just plays way up.
Now a 3-0 count for Quadros. Ball 4. Quadros takes a base.
And Basso is still very young. The changeup is an elite pitch. The slider is a very good pitch. The fastball will be a good pitch. He really has great stuff for a young pitcher, so there's no doubt in my mind that once he figures that out, develops more as a pitcher, he's going to be a force to be reckoned with.
Development is something to worry about down the road today. Basso has let the leadoff guy on in 3 straight innings. Gave up 3 runs on 4 hits and 2 walks in that first inning. The last inning, he only gave up one hit, and that runner came all the way around Josh Erd, but got out of it quickly after that. Now after he gives up a walk in this third inning, his third of the day, we'll see how quickly he can right the ship with Ethan Warner up to bat, the all-star catcher. The pitch from Basso. Inside, ball 1. Basso tried the changeup, but no dice to the righty. 1-0. Low and away, ball 2. That's 6 straight balls to start this third inning from Owen Basso. So a talk with Sammy Lees has not screwed his head on any better. Too
constant of a theme for the Cropdusters. They haven't been able to get the first batter of the inning out, and they haven't been able to get the leadoff hitter on when they're hitting.
2-0. And you've seen it in their results. A wild pitch gets away from Lees. Quadros takes second on the wild pitch. And that brings the count to 3-0 for Ethan Warner. 7 straight balls thrown by Owen Basso.
And that's just been a theme that has stayed true the entire season, Jish.
Second straight 3-0 count. Runner at second, no outs. The pitch. Finally finds the zone. A fastball cuts into the bottom corner. Strike 1. 3-1, Basso, the look back and the delivery. Well off the plate, ball 4, 2 straight walks to start the third to bring up the bottom of the order. Owen Basso's day is only getting worse, now up to 4 walks, 5 hits, 4 earned runs, and here comes the second meeting at the mound. Coach Leader coming out, meaning his day is done. It was a rough start for Owen Basso, but fortunately, he got the bat support, which is something these other pitchers cannot say the same.
Yeah, that's a tough outing for Basso. You know it's there. You know he has the potential. He just has to put it together.
So now it's Lucas Garton out to save the day for the Cropdusters in this third inning. Owen Basso only went 2 innings, allowed 4 runs, 5 hits, 4 walks.
Jish, I have an announcement to make. I think I want to start a little Lucas Garton fan club.
A Lucas Garton fan club.
He has been electric as of late. He's been really good. He's got the slow breaking curveball, very fun to watch, and he has really pitched well. The velo is ticking up, and I think we're his biggest fans, Jish.
Jack, outside of his pitching as well, off the field is where you really make your money.
He's got a great look.
He shaved the beard, so he's got the mustache-only look with the flow coming out of his hat. He's got some prescription readers from CVS. Dare I venture that Lucas Garton, the only New Jersey native on the team, might I add, has the most drip on the team? Many are saying this. Much to consider, Jack.
Many are saying that Lucas Garton is the drip king of the Cropdusters.
He is the drip king. He's great at Mafia, too. As he says, he's just a townie, but he's usually the Mafia. This guy's got a lot of things going for him, including that soft curveball. Gets around 65 miles per hour, but boy, oh boy, does that draw a lot of waves from batters. He'll come out against the
I mean, look
bottom
at
of the order.
that. The hat's flying off in the warm-up pitches. The flow's coming out.
He's got the headband on, too, Jack. Oh, my goodness.
Lucas Garton quickly becoming a cult hero on the Cropdusters.
He'll have to be a hero now. With 2 runners on and no outs in the top of this third, Cropdusters and Thunderbolts are tied. Only thing working against Lucas Garton is those walks. 15 of them on the year, leads the team. First pitch. Called strike 1, right in the belly of the zone to get ahead of Gabe Ruiz, the 7-hole hitter.
Starting him off with 82. That is faster than what we saw earlier in the season from Garton, where he was sitting 78.
0-1. Curveball misses well away. A good reach from Lease to bring that into his glove. Ball 1. A wild pitch could have advanced both runners. Ryan Quadros at second. Ethan Warner at first. 1-1 the count. No outs. Garton has thrown a ball and a strike in his first 2 pitches. He takes a look back and delivers the 1-1. Swing and a chopped ball down the left field line that lands foul for strike 2. A scary swing for Lucas Garton, but instead it brings him 1 strike closer. Owen Basso got out of his first 2 innings without a single strikeout. Lucas Garton, in his first batter, can do what the starter Basso could not if he can find the zone 1 more time. Garton will look back. The 1-2. High and away, ball 2. He evens things up. Garton has 15 walks on the year. That leads the team. 7 strikeouts. 10 hits and 6 earned runs in 11 innings pitched. 2-2, runners at second and first with no outs in the top of this third. Inside, ball 3. Lucas Garton reached 83 on the fastball. One of the hardest thrown balls we've seen from the lefty. Full count for Gabe Ruiz. Can load the bases with 1 more miss. 3-2. Swinging a foul ball. He went chasing after a fastball outside the zone. So he'll stay alive. Curiously enough, we have not seen Lucas Garton throw that slow curveball yet. He's gone with nothing but gas to start off. 3 balls, 2 strikes, no outs, 2 on. The pitch. High, ball 4. The bases are juiced with no outs in the top of this third.
For both sides, really, walks have been one of the main narratives in this game very early on, but there have been quite a few on both sides.
In this series as well, Jack, the Cropdusters have walked 36 times in 4 games against the Thunderbolts. The T-Bolts have walked 33 times. Last game, the Cropdusters only had 2 hits, but walked 11 times. First pitch from Garton draws a swing and a miss from the all-star right fielder Dunyan. Strike 1. Oh, the count. Garton finds himself ahead for the second straight time. Bases loaded, no outs. The 0-1. Swinging another foul ball. Dunyan falls behind early. Dunyan needs a second to think about it. 2 straight foul balls.
Bases loaded. Sammy Lease has to block up that curveball in the dirt that's inevitably coming.
We already
gotta imagine Garton's gonna throw that pitch here.
We already saw a run score off a wild pitch today. Another one would bring in Quadros from third. The 0-2. High and away, ball 1. Good eye from Dunyan. Not chasing at a fastball high and away.
He's gone strictly fastballs. He set up the curveball with that high fastball. Would be surprised if he doesn't throw it here, Jish.
1-2, the pitch. Fastball inside, good block from Lease to even things up, 2-2.
That's his best pitch.
You don't want to give up a hard swing, though, at this venture with bases loaded. If Dunyan can time up the curveball, as some batters have been able to do, these bases can be cleared, something the Cropdusters can't afford in a tie game. The 2-2. Swing and a high fly ball to right. Janesco runs over to the line to catch it. Quadros tags up from third. Throw home, not on time, but the runner tags from second too. The throw to third, not there either on the cutoff from Swanson. So it's now a 5-4 ball game. The Thunderbolts retake the lead in the top of the third.
The second baseman, number 23 from Shippensburg University, Mike Heckman.
Mike Heckman up to bat. Grounded out his last time up. But a sac fly from John Dunyan puts another runner at third base. We could see 2 straight sac flies for the Thunderbolts to balloon the lead further. There's runners in the corners with 1 out. First pitch from Garton. Inside, a ball 1. A great backhanded snag from Lease to stop that ball from going wild.
And the fastball is ticked up for Garton today, but the command doesn't seem to be there.
Still going with nothing but fastballs. 1-0 the count. That's one of Sammy Lease's, the catcher's preferred pitches from his pitchers. Runner goes. Lease pops up. The throw to second, not there. Throw back home. Got him out! It flies out of his glove! What a play! So because the ball popped out of Lease's glove, the runner is safe. Warner comes home safely to make it a 6-4 ball game in favor of the Thunderbolts. A little small ball action, a double steal. A poor decision from Lease to try to throw the runner out at second.
I guess you could say Warner was using his head there.
Literally.
That's a pretty routine play where with first and third, catcher throws through. It's up to the shortstop or second baseman to see if the runner on third is going, and if he is, you come in, cut the ball off, and throw home. And the throw was a little high. If it was a non-target throw, I think they would have had Warner at home.
Impressive effort from Lease to get a glove on it, swing back, and try and tag him out, but you got to hold on to the ball. Now 2 runs have scored for the T-Bolts this frame, with another in scoring position. Ruiz takes a lead off a second as Heckman grounds to Hines at short, who can't make the play. An error goes through to the outfield and scores another runner. It's 7-4 Thunderbolts.
The shortstop, number 7.
That was right there for Carter Hines to make the play, but it just slipped under his glove, and Mike Heckman reaches because of it, with still just 1 out in the third, and Josh Erd gets his third at bat in 3 innings. Singled in both of his times back at the plate. He's got a runner at first with 1 out and a 7-4 lead. First pitch, a ball inside. He goes ahead. Fastballs only from Garton, 81 low and in. And that's been another theme between these two teams, a comedy of errors. Errors scored runners for the Cropdusters in their last matchup as the 1-0 fastball misses inside for ball 2, including 2 runs off an error by the shortstop. Now it's the Cropdusters who are continually making mistakes in the infield by pitchers, and the Thunderbolts have capitalized on all of them. The 2-0 finds the top corner, strike 1.
There have been some ugly games between these two.
The first game, perhaps the ugliest, a 16-6 win for the Cropdusters. Second one, a 10-7 ball game that the T-Bolts almost came back in. Runner goes, Lease pops up, the throw to second is not on time. A bouncer is beaten by Mike Heckman. Ball 3 back at the plate. And Lucas Garton reached 84 on that pitch, and that's actually a called strike 2. So 2-2 the count. Garton looking for the first strikeout of the day for the Cropdusters. 2-2. Outside, ball 3, full count for Josh Erd.
It's really thrown pretty much all fastballs. That's a curious decision, Jish.
Sammy Lease likes his pitchers to trust their fastballs. Double plays off the table after the steal from Mike Heckman. Full count. Swing, and it's hit right up the middle, Boma fields it at second, makes the throw to first, out of the glove of Swanson. Another error will score another run for the Thunderbolts. It's 8-4. Runner comes all the way around to third, and he is out. Safe. A comedy of errors for the Cropdusters. Still just one out in this third. The Thunderbolts lead 8-4.
Hitter number 20 from Frederick Community College, Bryce Curry.
Still just the third inning. Already 8 runs on the board for the T-Bolts.
Throwing error against Ryan Boma. Now it's the heart of the order. Curry grounds to McMeans at third, who finally makes a routine play across the diamond for out number 2.
It's been a lot of stuff we're writing down in this scorebook, Jish. A lot of long innings.
Steve Thomas gets his third at-bat in as many innings, grounded out his last at-bat after hitting a double his first time up. He's got the 9th run of the day at third base for the Thunderbolts. It's 8-4 in favor of the away side. First pitch, Garton, well outside, ball 1. The count. Thunderbolts up big. They've scored in every inning thus far. This one, their most productive, as Thomas pops one foul. Swanson gives chase, but he runs out of room on the right side for strike 1. And when Garton's only throwing one pitch, it becomes easier and easier to get a piece of it.
I mean, we have been having some difficulties with the TrackMan, so
it's true,
maybe
but
they're not identifying the pitches correctly. But just from the eye test, it really, you can tell when he throws a 66-mile-an-hour curveball.
It's like we have Mandela effect, Jack. He has not thrown it once. The 1-1. Fastball low and in, but swung foul for strike 2.
Maybe he just didn't have the feel for it when he was warming up. But when you have 2 pitches and you throw 83, you can't just be throwing that fastball.
1-2 the count. Already 2 errors in this inning, so it isn't all his fault. The 1-2 misses outside, ball 2.
No, I mean, this is the best the fastball's looked. It's really ticked up, and he has not been helped out by his defense.
And Jack, you look at the rotations per minute on Garton, too. They aren't even reaching 1,700. So it's a clean 83. It looks as fast as it is. 2-2 in the dirt, ball 3, a full count for Steve Thomas.
Sometimes that can make it more difficult to throw strikes, Jish, when you're not throwing true 4 seams. You got the ball cutting a little bit, with lower spin.
Full count, 2 outs on the way. 2 low, ball 4, another walk for the T-Bolts. They're up to 4 this inning.
Up behind the first baseman, number 26 from Mount St. Mary's University, Braden Foster.
T-Bolts have 5 hits and 8 walks already today.
She's thrown 28 fastballs, 0 curveballs.
First pitch, low and in, another fastball, ball 1.
It really doesn't make sense. We must be missing something here.
I'm at a loss for words, Jack, because that curveball...
It's a great pitch.
It's been his best pitch. Runners in the corners with 2 outs. In the top of this third, the T-Bolts have already scored 4 times, and Foster levels one into center field. Scott runs to the right and makes the play for out number 3, finally putting this inning to bed. Braden Foster's put away on a flyout. But the Thunderbolts scored 4 runs this inning on no hits, 4 walks, 2 errors, and they've doubled up the Cropdusters in the 3rd inning. Cropdusters have a chance to respond at the bottom, though. Stay with us here on YouTube to see if they do. The Thunderbolts just doubled up the Cropdusters at the top of the third inning. Jish, Sokolsky, Jack Feldman on the call for this one. They didn't have any hits, but they still somehow were able to double up the Cropdusters off of walks and errors alone. Now the Cropdusters have to respond in the worst way after going down 1-2-3 last time. Okoje leads off, takes the first pitch high for ball one. Christian Bonilla back out on the mound for the Thunderbolts. Threw 2 strikeouts in the last inning, but starts off with a ball. The 1-0. High and away, ball 2. (2-0) the count for Okoje. Walked his last time up. Came all the way around. It was the Cropdusters' second run scored. He takes the 2-0 in the dirt for ball 3, and Bonilla, who is looking ultra solid to start off the second inning, has now seemingly lost his command. Still early in this inning with the 3-0. Inside, ball 4, a 4-pitch walk for Ehi Okoje, who gets on base for the second time today in the top of this third.
Good start for Okoje, and something tells me this is not going to be an 8-4 ball game at the end, Jish. I think both teams are going to put up a lot more runs.
Well, we saw the Cropdusters put up a lot of runs in that first inning, four of them to be exact, but then got shut down at the top of the order in the bottom of the second. We'll see if the middle order can pick up where the top of the order could not. Okoje at first, Coy Swanson the batter up, walked his last at-bat. Takes the swings at the first pitch and sends it foul for strike 1. Barely made contact with his bat. Warner couldn't squeeze it properly because of it, so that's why Okoje stays steadfast at first. 0-1 the count with no outs and a runner on for Coy Swanson, who hit a home run yesterday. He's the Cropdusters' leading home run hitter with 4 of them this summer. The 0-1. Swing, a big swing, and another foul ball. Barely got a piece of the ball for strike 2. (0-2) the count. Okoje, the runner at first. Sun finally starting to set here at First Responder Field. Another very hot day, taking up to 100 degrees in real feel. The 0-2, slice to first. Foster Fields throws to second for 1. Back to first, not on time. Swanson beats it with his feet. A fielder's choice to bring an out to the scoreboard and keep a runner at first. Okoje's out. Swanson is safe.
State University, Ryan Boma!
So now with 1 out, Ryan Boma steps up to the plate. Walked in 5 pitches his last at-bat. That was to the starter Ryan Mariani, who's since been replaced by Christian Bonilla, his Frostburg teammate. First pitch. Right down the middle, strike 1 for Ryan Boma. And the last time Ryan Boma played against Frostburg pitchers on the Thunderbolts in Todd Murphy, he got hit by a pitch twice. A little bit of friendly fire between the Frostburg State friends. The 0-1. Swing and a high fly ball to center field. Floating up there like a balloon and coming down right into the glove of Ruiz at center field for out number 2.
Good swing by Boma. Gave it a ride to center, about 300 feet. Just couldn't get it in a gap.
The launch angle just has to be a little bit lower if he wanted a chance of poking that one out for his first home run that counts. Instead, it's Kevin McMeans up with 2 outs and 1 runner on. Has the Cropdusters' only hit of the day, a double back in the first inning to score 3. Cropdusters trail by 4 now. Throw back to first where Swanson is safe, standing up. McMeans had his second double of the season. Looking for another huge 2-out hit again. He pops one deep into right field, traveling towards the gap, but it lands right in the glove of Thomas for out number 3. Another fly out to put this one to bed. The Thunderbolts, hot as ever, take an 8-4 lead to the bottom of this third, to the top of the 4th inning. Jish Sokolsky and Jack Feldman on the call for this offensive shootout. We'll return for the top of the 4th. Stay with us on YouTube.
You'll have the chance to see all the stars from around the league, including the 2024 Cropdusters All-Stars. That's Jimmy Kirk, Carter Hines, Bryce Hurd, Jaden Newton, Pavlos Piparakis, and Alex Keene. So come on out and enjoy a night of all-star baseball.
Eight 8-4, the Thunderbolts lead over the Cropdusters and scored half of their runs back in the third inning. Now in the fourth, they have the same leadoff guy they did last frame. It's Ryan Quadros, who walked in 4 pitches, now faces Lucas Garton for the first time, who's having a unusual day on the bump. First pitch, a blooper hit to first base, a check swing that lands in play. Swanson fields and tags up for the unassisted out number 1.
Little excuse me swing right to Swanson. 1 pitch, 1 out.
That's pretty economical from Lucas Garton, who walked 2 in his last inning before finally putting the third out on the board. Now faces Ethan Warner and greets him with a first pitch ball. The unusual part about Lucas Garton is he's only throwing his fastball, and it tops at around 84 miles per hour. He has not tried any other pitch. 1-0, another fastball buried into the bottom corner. Strike 2. Strike 1.
There's got to be an explanation for why he's only throwing fastballs here.
1-1 the count. We'd love to know what that is. Time called by the third base umpire. As Lucas Garton was in his windup.
Lucas Garton just waving off the umpire.
Ball 2 called against Lucas Garton, another pitch clock violation, but Garton was in his windup when that was called. Interesting decision. The 2-1. And another pitch clock, but Garton gets called with ball 3. He's in his windup on both of them. Now, Coach Leader's on the field. I think there was a meeting recently with these umpires to call the pitch clock a little bit more because the Cropdusters have seen 3 in the past 2 days.
This is insane.
After seeing none before that, Lucas Garton was in his windup twice when he was called for it, and that puts him behind 3-1. So now Adam Leader is talking with this third base umpire who called him on the pitch clock both times. It's a quick talk.
And the umpire needs to tell Lucas Garton what he's doing wrong. He can't just sit there and say, that's an illegal pitch every time.
3-1 the count now. It remains. We've seen 1 pitch clock called against the Thunderbolts, 2 against the Cropdusters in this at-bat. 1 against the Cropduster batter yesterday to strike out Carter Hines with bases loaded and 2 outs. The 3-1 popped in the air and foul. Swanson runs out of room at the right field fence for strike 2 and brings the count full. Full count for Lucas Garton with 1 out and bases empty. Ethan Warner walked his last at-bat. Walked in the one before that, too. He is 1 ball away from walk number 3, and he gets it. Not even close on the fastball high and away. Lucas Garton, perhaps in his own head after being seemingly sped up by these umpires, misses dramatically outside. Runner at first base is Ethan Warner, who's on for his third time. He draws a swing and wave from Gabe Ruiz on the first pitch, strike one, who also walked his last at-bat. Ruiz was the first batter that Garton faced, brought him full before taking a base. The 0-1. High and away, ball one to even things up. 1-1 the count. Garton, the lefty, takes a look at the runner at first, Warner, and delivers from the stretch. Fastball tickles the inside part of the zone. Strike two. Still no strikeouts for the Cropdusters today. Lucas Garton can change that with one more pitch. The 1-2. Swing and a clubbed ball into right field. Janesco waves at it as it lands for a base hit. The first hit that Garton has given up today brings Warner to second and Gabe Ruiz, the hitter, to first.
Batting the right fielder, number 27 from Westchester University, John Dunyan.
So now John Dunyan up to bat, hit a sacrifice fly his last time up, walked in the first inning. So now a chance to get his first scored at bat after 2 plate appearances. A balk called against Lucas Garton brings runners into scoring position, takes a double play off the table. I don't even know if Lucas Garton got set to begin with.
This umpire is really taking over this inning, Jish.
Does he have something against Lucas Garton, or is there something dramatically wrong with his mechanics? Because that third base umpire has now called Lucas Garton for 2 illegal moves, and now a balk with runners on. So now Coach Leader comes out to talk to Garton, and I think that is his day. There's a reliever running in from the bullpen. So through 3 innings, the Cropdusters have already discarded 2 pitchers, and Ben Berger, the Frostburg State lefty, comes in to finish the job in this 4th. Something must have been wrong with Lucas Garton's windup with some of his moves, because his mechanics alone have brought runners into scoring position with 1 out.
Never seen anything like that before.
Now it's Ben Berger out on the mound for the Cropdusters. He played in the first game against this team where he was hit around, to say the least. 1 1/3, 4 hits, 5 earned runs with 4 walks. That was his first inning, his first outing, though, and he since has tightened up. He got the win in that game, but really just off of the fact that he was the pitcher that finished the 5th inning.
Jersey number 1, Ben Berger.
So the Cropdusters will have to dip into their emergency arms when Ben Berger's day is done. There's no way he can go the rest of these 6 2/3 innings left in the game. He's got 1 out in the top of this 4th. The Frostburg State lefty looks to salvage some less than ideal performances as of late. He's appeared in 7 games this year with 1 start, an ERA of 10.67. His last game was against the Grays on June 27th, where he was credited with the loss, a 5-hit outing where he allowed 2 runs in the start, 2 walks and 2 strikeouts for Berger as well. Ben Berger's another one of those Cropdusters pitchers with a signature pitch, I'd say. That slider from Berger, funnily enough, is his A1 pitch.
Cutter also very devastating. He's got good stuff, Jish.
1 out and runners in scoring position. John Dunyan up to bat for the Cropdusters.
He's going to have to eat some innings and save this bullpen.
8-4 the T-Bolts lead with just 1 out in the top of the 4th. Pitch from Berger is swung through and missed for strike 1. So the first 2 pitchers for the Cropdusters could not record a strikeout. Can Ben Berger be the first one to do so? He's thrown 12 of them this season. The 0-1. Too low, ball 1. Ben Berger's fastball sits around 85, tops 86, 87. He told us to tell him if he reaches 89, but he might have to wait a little bit for that. The 1-1. Swung foul, strike 2. Dunyan chased one in the dirt.
Gotta see an 88 first.
We do have to see an 88 first from Ben Berger. 74 on the slider on that last pitch. Now the 1-2. Swing and a high fly ball sent towards foul territory. Swanson stares at one out of play. Foul ball will do it again. 1-2 the count remains. Ben Berger gets his first appearance in 11 days, his first one in the month of July. After ending June, his last 2 appearances allowed 9 hits, 2 home runs in a wild game against the Big Train. The 1-2 is lined right into the glove of McMeans, who tags up on the third base bag for a double play to end the inning. An overzealous jump from the runner at third, Warner, who can't get back in time as Kevin McMeans makes the heads-up play to rob the Thunderbolts with runners in scoring position. Ben Berger saves the day and holds the Thunderbolts scoreless for their first inning. The Cropdusters have a chance to ride this momentum at the bottom of the 4th when we return. Stay with us here on YouTube. Jish, Sokolsky, and Jack Feldman on the call.
Hey fans, I'm over here on the first base side. I have a new friend here. What's your name? Hi Sophia, guess what? You've been selected as the fan of the game. A little token of our appreciation for you being a Cropdusters fan. Congratulations, Sophia. Now coming to the plate for your Cropdusters, the catcher, number 5 from the University of Alabama, Sammy Lee.
It's 8-4 Thunderbolts in the bottom of the 4th inning. Jish Sokolsky, Jack Feldman on the call with you here on YouTube. Sammy Lee to lead off for the Cropdusters, who have been scoreless since a 4-run first inning. All of them came against the starter Ryan Mariani, but since Christian Bonilla has come in, he's been throwing hard and putting away batters left and right. First pitch to Lease, too high, ball 1. Lease was the first batter that Bonilla faced back in the first. And Lease reached on an error. Second pitch, low and away, ball 2. We saw Bonilla throw a 4-pitch walk to start off the last frame. Now down 2 pitches to Sammy Lease early. The catcher can get on base with 2 more misses. Instead, he swings at one and sends it foul down the right side for strike 1. Two 2-1 the count. Our scoreboard man is asleep, so there is no count on the scoreboard. But 2-1. Swing and a chopper down the third base side. Quadros fields it at his gut and makes the throw on time for out number 1. Quadros has had a busy day at the hot corner.
Now batting the center fielder, number 3 from Frostburg State University, Brian Scott!
Brian Scott up to bat with 1 out. Sammy Lease was just grounded out. Scott grounded out to the 2 Quadros at third base last time he was up. Now deals with 1 out and none on. Here's the pitch from Bonilla. Swing and a line drive to left where Thomas puts a glove on it and makes the play for out number 2.
Batting next, the shortstop.
Just got in on Scott's hands. Not a bad swing. Just didn't get it on the barrel.
Carter Hines looks for his first hit of the afternoon. 0 for 2 on the day with a strikeout and a ground out. He was the first strikeout victim of Bonilla, who now is chasing a 1-2-3 inning with 2 outs. First pitch. Low and away, ball 1. Bonilla has yet to allow a hit, only 1 walk with 2 strikeouts. He's been the saving grace for the Thunderbolts, who went down 4-3 in the first inning, have since clawed back to 8-4 here in the bottom of the 4th. 1-0 from the windup. Fastball low and away, ball 2. 89 miles per hour, 2,500 rotations per minute. But he's down 2-0 to Hines, who takes one inside for ball 3. Carter Hines, the all-star shortstop, looks for his first hit of the day, leads the team in hits and at-bats with 10 RBIs on the season. He's got an all-star pedigree.
That batting average has been over 300 all season long.
3-0, misses high and away, ball 4, so Carter Hines keeps the inning alive with a walk.
Number 35 from East Carolina University, Jason Chinesco.
Jason Chinesco looking for some situational 2-out hitting, something that has evaded the Cropdusters all season long. He is 0 for 1 on the day with a walk. He's got Carter Hines at first base, who leads the team in steals as well, with 12 of them. Bonilla gives him a look, throws back that way, but he's safe. Two outs. Jason Chinesco in search of the Cropdusters' second hit today. Takes the first pitch right down the middle, strike 1. Chinesco wants to feel out Bonilla's fastball. Took the first pitch for a strike his last time as well. 0-1 the count, 2 outs, and the lone runner's at first base. Swing, and it's hit on the ground to Heckman at second, who tosses to the second base bag, but the shortstop Erd couldn't cover in time. Heckman could have tagged up himself to bring out this third out, but instead, an infield hit will be scored for Jason Chinesco, who reaches first.
He'll take it, and now they're cooking with Anthony Swenda coming to the bat.
No throw to first. Chinesco safe at first. Hines safe at second. Swenda looks for his first hit. 0 for 2 on the day. A strikeout looking in his last at-bat. Takes one outside, but it's in there for strike 190 out of Bonilla's hand. Swenda, the DH today, has 3 homers on the year in 6 games played. Another one would bring the Crops within 1. He started the comeback yesterday. Can he do it today? He'll have to wait. He takes an off-speed outside, ball 1 to even things up. Swenda has clocked it over the left field side, the right side yesterday. He can hit to all fields with his home runs. 1-1 the count. A look back in the delivery. Check swing on a high pitch. Did he go? No, he did not. 91 out of his hands for ball 2. Interestingly enough for Swenda, all 3 of his home runs have come at this venue.
He's enjoyed playing at home.
There's no place like home for Anthony Swenda. 2-1. Outside, ball 3. Now Swenda can load the bases with one more miss from Bonilla to bring up Ehi Akoje, another power hitter for the Cropdusters. The Crops rallying with 2 outs. Have gotten a walk and a hit to bring Carter Hines to second. Chinesco to first. The 3-1. Swing and a foul ball. Strike 2.
One of those momentum swinging portions of the game where the Cropdusters can get back into it with a good swing from Anthony Swenda.
Swenda brings the count full with the last swing. A fastball near his hands. Couldn't get the barrel on it. Now the inning's on the line with a 3-2. Bonilla can strand a runner in scoring position, steps off instead, and And Hines is safe at second. Now the full count on the way. 3-2 on. Swenda at the plate. A 3-2 count. 2 outs. Hits off his shoulder. The bases are loaded. Carter Hines is on third. Janesco's at second. And Anthony Swenda's at first. Ehi Okoje represents the tying run. He steps up to bat, and now there's a meeting at the mound between Bonilla, the infield, and the skipper, with movement in the bullpen of the Thunderbolts.
Big spot for Okoje. Little 2-out rally for the Dusters.
Ehi Okoje hit his first home run of the season back on July 2nd versus the Thunderbolts. Another one here means a tie ball game, but with 2 outs, he needs to put one in play. He's walked twice already. Another one of those would bring in the Cropdusters' first run since the first inning. 8-4 is your score. The Thunderbolts ahead of the Cropdusters with 2 outs. Bonilla stays out there after loading the bases. A chance to play the hero now. Fans on their feet. The first pitch hits off him. 2 straight hit by pitches to bring in a run with bases loaded. Carter Hines scores. Swenda advances to second. Janesco to third. It's now 8-5. Ehi Okoje writhing in pain, but he'll be all right. He'll take the RBI.
That's 91 off the lower back. That never feels good.
Definitely not a cupcake.
It'll feel
throw.
good in a couple minutes, though.
That is if Coy Swanson can uncork another one. He had a home run yesterday. He represents the go-ahead run for the second time today. He's got bases loaded and 2 outs. Fans up against the fence. Bases loaded, the first pitch. High and away, ball 1. Coy Swanson pulls ahead.
If Coy was a righty, that might have been a 3rd straight hit batter.
You're absolutely right, Jack. Both of the previous 2 righties were hit high in their shoulders and backs. 1-0. Swing, and it's lined into the gap in left center. It falls for a base hit. Janesco scores. Swenda comes home from second. He's there. Coy slides down at second. A 2-out double to make it an 8-7 ball game. The Cropdusters are rallying in the 4th.
Coy Swanson has been unbelievable all season, and it seems like when the Cropdusters' season has been hanging in the balance the past couple days, nobody has come up clutch more than number 22.
Christian Bonilla hands the baseball over to his manager. His day is done after the huge double from Coy Swanson to bring in 2 with bases loaded. Now the Thunderbolts scour for answers with a reliever. 2 runners in scoring position. The tying run at third with Okoje, and the go-ahead run Coy Swanson stands at second base. We'll give you some info on the reliever when we have it. That is number 48, Bobby Fleming, the sophomore from Brunswick Community College in Great Falls, Virginia. A new addition to the roster, one who was not on the opening day roster, has played in 2 previous games. 1 inning in each of those, both of them wins against the Grays and Giants. His first one came on July 2nd in the win over the Grays.
Fastball will be 84 to 85.
Something you expect from a JUCO prospect per
Breaking
se.
ball, yeah.
Although I'm not gonna trust warm-up pitch velocity just yet. It usually takes these pitchers a little bit to reach their true potential. Bobby Fleming has 2 strikeouts in 2 innings with 1 walk and 1 hit. No earned runs for him thus far. He'll have to right the ship after Bonilla let the Cropdusters run wild. They've already scored 3 in the bottom of this 4th with a chance to tie the game and take the lead with 2 in scoring position. But 2 outs, Fleming doesn't have a tough job to do. He faces off against Ryan Boma to start off when he's done warming up. That 48 jersey seems a little big on Fleming.
You know, you arrived late. They were running out of jerseys.
So, what do we got?
We got the double XL.
We got the 48. Go ahead, take
that's
it.
tough.
We saw that yesterday with the reliever Cade Ahern wearing number 40. A little baggy on him.
That's tough to do on Ahern. He's a big guy.
6'4", you're right. Ryan Boma can be an even bigger guy with 2 outs and 2 in scoring position. Crops trail by 1 in the bottom of the 4th with 2 outs. First pitch. Swing and a line drive deep into center field. It's running back there, and it's gone! Ryan Boma, his first home run when it counts as a Cropduster, brings in 3 and gives the Cropdusters a 10-8 lead. Dead center in the bottom of the 4th.
Jish, it was only a matter of time. He's been hitting the balls on the screws lately and gets a pitch to hit out in front of the plate, 86, and doesn't miss it. Dead center, 96 miles an hour off the bat.
A tough first pitch to throw for Bobby Fleming, giving up his first 3 runs, although 2 of them will be scored to the previous reliever, Bonilla, who would be credited with the loss if this result stands. First pitch to McMeans, a little better, a called strike low to the College of Charleston third baseman. Ryan Boma, you're right, Jack. He was due for it. A lot of loud doubles all the way back to the fence. Finally, lets one fly, and the Cropdusters have a lead. McMeans slices at the 0-1 and goes down 2 strikes to no balls. 6 runs have already scored for the Cropdusters in the bottom of the 4th. They lead 10-8. McMeans is 1 strike away from ending the inning, though. Takes it low, ball 1. Better take from McMeans this time. 1-2 the count now. McMeans had a huge double early in this game to bring in 3 runners of his own. Now with bases empty, watches a 1-2 miss inside for ball 2. 85 out of Fleming's hand. That seems to be where the fastball is sitting around for this reliever. 2-2 the count. 2 outs. Check swing. It's outside. A full count. Ball 3. McMeans works a good at bat.
Just what an explosion of offense Cropdusters have provided this inning.
Full count, 2 outs on the way next. Bobby Fleming looking for it here. Instead, it misses inside for a ball 4. So a home run and a walk to start his day. It brings up Sammy Lease for the 2nd time this inning.
I feel like we've already seen him this inning.
We have.
That's because we have.
Of ground out to the third baseman Quadros last time. Now looks for his first hit of the day. He's pulled both of the contact pitches he's had down that left field line. The first one was scored as a throwing error from Quadros to put Lease on. The second one, a routine ground out. We'll see if he goes to any other field with 2 outs. Nope, he pulls it again. A fast swing of the bat to send it foul for strike 1. .86 out of Fleming's hand. One of the hottest pitches he's thrown today. The Cropdusters have scored 6 this inning with a chance to do more damage. Sammy Lease just saw Ryan Boma get his first home run of the summer. He's now the only hitter in this, or the one of 2 hitters in this Cropdusters lineup without a homer this season. The other one being Carter Hines. Wild pitch gets away from Warner. McMeans stands up at second base with the wild pitch.
Well, we know Sammy Lease is capable of it. We've certainly seen that power in batting practice.
He's now got a runner in scoring position with 2 outs. The Cropdusters aren't done yet. It's 10-4 in the bottom of the 4th inning. Sammy Lease digs into the righty batter's box. 1-1 on the way. Swing and another high fly ball traveling towards the gap in left center, but this one a little easier to handle for Ruiz. who puts a glove on it and an end to the Cropdusters inning. A fly out, but not before 6 runs score for the Cropdusters, highlighted by a Ryan Boma boom. It's 10-8 Cropdusters after 4 innings of play. Stay with us for the top of the 5th.
Batting for the Thunderbolts, baseman number 23 from Shippensburg University, Mike Heckman.
Jish, Sokolsky, Jack Feldman on the call for this 10-8 Cropdusters lead in the top of the 5th. Mike Heckman to lead off, and Jack, he was the guy who allowed the Cropdusters to go on this run. An error, which would have been the 3rd out at second base in the top of the frame, would have ended the inning. Instead, the Cropdusters scored 6 after that in the bottom of the 4th. He's up to bat now, looking to atone against Ben Berger, who starts him off with 2 balls. Ben Berger gets his first full inning of work. Just saw his teammate Ryan Boma get his first dinger of the summer. Now the Frostburg pitcher looks to do damage, but starts off with 3 balls to Mike Heckman. Not the ideal start. He came in relief of Lucas Garton the last frame, and a double play ended that one. It's now 3-0 the count. Berger from the windup throws a strike. Fastball down the middle to get back into this count. It's now 3-1. The 3-1 pitch. Hit down the third baseline. McMean scoops, throws, and got him out for out number 1.
Cropdusters have a lead. Let's have some fun. Let's see Ben Berger hit an 87.
That would be great. I would love to see
great.
it. Would love to see that be a strike too, but
I feel like he's hit 87 this season.
probably
Maybe
at
once or
least.
twice.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't get a lot of run at Frostburg State this past season. Only 4 games played this spring, but he's been getting quite a bit of innings so far this summer. Leads the team with 14 2/3 coming in. Misses low for ball 1. Josh the batter up. He is 2 for 3 on the day. 2 singles to start off, and then an error to get on last time. Berger goes with the slider to cut in for strike 1. That's his best pitch. We'll see if he goes back to it. The 1-1. A speed threat, a speeder outside for ball 2. 2-1 the count. 1 out, base is empty for Josh who's already up to 2 hits today. The 2-1. Just off the top corner, ball 3. (3-1) from the windup. Berger fires. Fouled off, strike 2, a full count. Ben Berger, already the 3rd pitcher for the Cropdusters. We've only gotten through 4 innings. It's going to be a bullpen day for both sides. Full count. Swinging a foul ball. He stays alive, swinging through a low slider from Ben Berger. The Cropdusters have yet to throw a strikeout. Ben Berger can change that with one more pitch. Full count on the way. Inside, ball 4. So the strikeout will have to wait. Josh Erd gets on. He represents the first base runner of the inning.
No strikeouts by the Cropdusters pitching today.
An interesting revelation for sure. This is a Cropdusters pitching side that's just been so solid in so many games past. Yesterday being the first time since June 20th that they gave up more than 6 runs. As Curry pops one right to Swanson at first, who settles under it and puts him away for out 2.
Cropdusters have the lead, but they're going to have to tap into that emergency pitching, and Ben Berger can really put the team on his back by getting through a couple of innings.
I think
here.
Ben Berger can give you at least 4 innings.
I agree. He looks good.
He's looked like the best pitcher thus far as he gets ahead of Steve Thomas with a strike right in the belly of the zone, 83 out of his hand, but a called strike nonetheless. 0-1, 1 runner on, 2 outs in the top of this 5th. Crops lead 10-8. Swinging a foul ball, strike 2. The Thunderbolts were held scoreless for the first time in their last frame, 1 out away from a similar fate, as Ben Berger is just 1 strike away from ending this 5th side with a goose egg. Josh Erd, the speed threat, is the lone runner on at first base. Got there on a walk. Ben Berger has still not allowed a hit so far today, an encouraging sign. The 0-2 is sliced into the gap in left center. It's running back there. It's off the wall for extra bases. Scott throws back into the diamond. There's 1 run coming home. The play at the plate is safe. A huge double from Steve Thomas. His 2nd of the day makes it 10-9. Cropdusters still lead over the Thunderbolts. But the Thunderbolts strike back. So there's the first hit that Ben Berger has allowed. And there's a runner in scoring position. The tying run is Steve Thomas at second base, with Braden Foster, the all-star, up to bat.
Just a back-and-forth game.
First pitch from Berger in the dirt, ball 1.
Between 2 teams that really need to come away with the W.
Both teams are swinging like their lives depend on it, because they basically do. 1-0 the count, 2 outs and a runner at second, the pitch. Swung foul, strike 1. Braden Foster, the New Jersey native, sliced one beyond the left field foul line a little too early on a 74-mile-per-hour pitch.
I see how you snuck that in there. The New Jersey native.
I don't know what you're talking about, Jack. I just say it how I see it. 1-1, 2 outs. Swing and a miss, strike 2.
Now, would you say New Jersey's reputation as being one of the worst states in America is unfair?
Absolutely. I mean, just look at this all-star roster. Braden Foster's made it. There's a handful of other
Braden
all-stars.
Foster is from New Jersey.
Goes to Mount St. Mary's down here. The 1-2 is chopped down the third base line and stays fair, just barely hopping beyond the first base bag. Steve Thomas scores from second. He ties the game up, and Foster slides into second. An unfortunate bounce for the Cropdusters. It's a double for Braden Foster and a tie ball game.
That's something you do not see that often from Kevin McMeans. Usually so good over at the hot corner. He needs to go attack that ball on the long hop. He let it bounce one more time. Took kind of a unexpected bounce down the line. Didn't pop up as much as he thought it was going to be. Led to a double.
It's now 10-10. The Thunderbolts can take the lead with another hit. They've just gotten 2 straight doubles, but Ben Berger responds with a backdoor fastball to Ryan Quadros for strike 1.
This game has been wild, Jish.
That's one way to put it. Bizarre, wacky, kooky. 0-1. Swinging a chopper to McMeans, who cannot field it again. An error to Kevin McMeans puts Quadros on base, brings Foster to third. It was in and out of McMeans' glove, who's typically such a smooth defender, makes 2 blunders to keep the inning alive.
I mean, he really is. You can play him anywhere in the infield, and some uncharacteristic mistakes from McMeans.
Now 3 errors for the Cropdusters today. The first one scored to Kevin McMeans. Runners in the corners, 2 outs. First pitch, right down Broadway, strike 1 to Ethan Warner. Warner has walked 3 times in his 3 at-bats so far today, but now his first time facing Ben Berger. Takes one too high for ball 1. It's really unfortunate this will be that Ben Berger has to endure this. It should still be 10-8, but 2 errors have brought in runs as he sinks one too low for ball 2.
If you're Ben Berger, you got to bear down, focus on this next hitter, Ethan Warner. Get out of the inning.
Warner has 3 walks today and runners in the corners. 2 outs. He's 1 walk away from loading the bases. The 2-1. Inside, ball 3. So now a 3-1 count. Ethan Warner is on the verge of walk number 4. We're only in inning number 5. 3-1 the count. 2 outs. 2 runners on at first and third. Swing and a line drive over the head of Hines at short. The Thunderbolts take the lead off of a single, and it brings Quadros around to third. It's 11-10 Thunderbolts in the top of the 5th. Are these teams just allergic to having leads, Jack?
34 from UMBC, Gabe Ruiz.
2 good things just can't seem to go right in a row for the Cropdusters. Runners in the corners again, and now a meeting between Coach Evans and Ben Berger. They've already gone through 2 pitchers. Ben Berger has to eat some more innings.
He absolutely does, and he hasn't pitched bad. He just has not been helped out by his defense today.
The first double was probably on him. A well-hit ball to the gap. That last single definitely on him. But the second double, the one that was hit down that third
That's
baseline,
a play that needs to be
should have
made.
been fielded.
Yes, I agree.
The error on Cav McMeans should have been fielded. I think the double that's... I'm being told by our Point Street guy that the double that was hit by Braden Foster is also going to be scored as an error to McMeans. So 2 errors at the hot corner.
So harsh. It's a fair call.
A play was there to be made, so...
Definitely one that...
Ruiz sent it down that way again, but puts it foul for strike 1.
Definitely one that nobody's going to argue about being called an error.
Sounded like you were about to, Jack.
I was just saying nobody would have argued with it being called a hit either.
Owen popped sky high in the air. Boma gives chase towards it, and he finally makes the squeeze after that ball hung up there for what seemed to be 10 seconds. Comes down in Boma's glove, and that's out number 3. And that's how the 5th inning comes to an end. The Thunderbolts retake the lead off of 3 runs, off of 2 errors, and 2 hits. It's 11-10 Thunderbolts. To the bottom of the 5th we go, but not before the Cropdusters give you some Cotton Eye Joe.
Watch as your favorite players show you how it's done.
But I've been forgotten, I do. I've been married a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe? But I've been forgotten, I do.
Let's hear it, Cropdusters fans. All right, Cropdusters dancing to Cotton Eye Joe on Simply Fresh Events Night.
We are well into hour 2 of this ball game, but we've only gone through 5.5 innings. Jish Sokolsky, Jack Feldman on the call for this one. The Thunderbolts lead over the Cropdusters 11-10. They just dropped 3 runs in the top of this frame, but the Cropdusters, fresh off of a 6-run 4th inning, have the wind in their sails still against this new reliever, Bobby Fleming, who gave up a huge home run in his first ever pitch.
And it's getting to the point where this game is for the taking for either team, but who's going to come out of the bullpen after Ben Berger for the Cropdusters?
That's a great question, Jack. You don't want to burn through too many arms this late in the year. But neither team is giving up on offense. Brian Scott steps up to bat, searching for his first time on the base paths today. He's the only member of the Cropdusters who is yet to be a base runner, which is a shame for him because he is a pretty good base runner at that. Lined out to left field in his last at-bat. That's where he's hit the majority of his baseballs in the recent games. Takes the first pitch high at the hands for ball one.
Jish, is it just me or is Josh Hurd, the shortstop for the T-Boats, playing extremely far in the hole, leaving a lot of the middle of the field open?
If Ben Berger can, if Brian Scott can shoot one up the middle, that's good for a base hit. Instead, he takes one outside, ball two.
I mean, typically you'll see the shortstop shaded a little more up the middle.
Josh Hurd's got his heels on the grass about about 20 feet away from the third baseman. And Scott pulls one again to left field. It's running all the way back to the wall. Scott wants two. He's running with the head of steam and stands up for a double to lead off the fifth inning. The fireworks continue to explode here at First Responder Field.
Next to shortstop, number 4 from Shippensburg.
Two straight doubles in back-to-back games for Brian Scott. And now Carter Hines looks to get his name on the hit sheet. Walked his last time up, 0 for 2 otherwise.
Brian Scott is very hot right now. He has turned into a real legitimate hitter on this team, Jish. He is unbelievable as of late.
He's on a 3-game hit streak, Jack, after that one.
And extra base hits, too.
Hines shows bunt. He sends it down the third base line. Quadros fields, throws, and makes the play for out number 1, but that advances Scott to third base on the sac bunt from Carter Hines.
It's not infield singles. It's balls hit over 90 miles an hour in the gaps, balls over the fence. He is on fire right now.
Brian Scott was hitting around 100 to start the year. Now he's up to 213 with these comeback performances. Jason Janesco, the next batter up. Scott is at third base with one out. Sac fly on the table. Fleming misses on the first pitch. A heater low and away for ball one. Janesco got his first hit, an infield hit, or rather an error, so he's still looking for that first hit. An error by Mike Heckman that started the run for the Cropdusters. Now a 1-0 count for Janesco. Here's the pitch. Swing and a line drive to left field. It's running back there and falls in the gap for a base hit. Thomas chases it at the fence. Scott walks home from third. Janesco stands up at second. It's a hit party, and everyone's invited here at First Responder Field. 11-11. The Cropdusters and T-Bolts are locked.
LSU Shreveport, Anthony Swenda.
Pretty swing from Jason Janesco. His at-bats have been looking better and better, Jish.
He finally collects that first hit. Now Anthony Swenda is looking for his first knock of the evening. Reached on a hit by pitch his last time up. Came all the way around to score. Otherwise, he's 0 for 2. First pitch low and away, ball one. The popular spot to miss for Bobby Fleming. 1-0 the count. Swenda's got the go-ahead run. Jason Janesco in scoring position at second. 1-0. Swing and a high fly ball to first. Foster calls everyone off and steps on the grass to make the overhead squeeze. Out 2 is on the board.
Batting next to left fielder number 15 from Hartford Community College, Ehi Okoje.
Ehi Okoje has gotten on base 3 times today. Still with no hits, though. 2 walks and a hit by pitch his last time up. That brought in a runner with bases loaded. Now he's got a runner at second, Jason Janesco, who's caught in no man's land, and a balk called against the pitcher, who stepped off too late to try and catch Jason Janesco on an early steal. Instead, a balk called brings Janesco to third.
He's running all over the place. Jason Janesco is a madman forcing the balk.
Looks like a firecracker now at third base. He represents the go-ahead run with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. Okoje stares at one low and away. Ball 1. Another miss from Fleming in the lefty batter's box. 1-0 the count. 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. The Cropdusters have just matched the T-Bolts score of 11. Okoje pops one up to first base again, though. Foster stares at it, puts the glove on it, and makes the play. Out number 3 is tried and true. That ends the 5th inning, but not before the Cropdusters get one back, thanks to a Brian Scott double and a Jason Janesco double. It's 11-11. Make a wish as we get to the top of the 6th inning. Jish Sokolsky and Jack Feldman on the call here on YouTube.
Kona Ice is also here serving amazing summer treats and the always delicious food at the Cropdusters Pavilion, serving hamburgers, hot dogs, and tonight, chicken nuggets. You don't want to miss those. So head down the first baseline to get your favorite baseball treat. Now batting for the Thunderbolts, the right fielder, number 27 from Westchester University, John Dunyan.
After 5 innings, the Cropdusters and T-Bolts have their horns locked with 11s on the scoreboard. Jish Sokolsky, Jack Feldman on the call for this one. Yeah, you heard me right. Out of the 10 half innings that have been played, only 3 of them have resulted in no runs. Both of these offenses refusing to quit. Ben Berger, the pitcher out there for the Cropdusters, gets ahead of the all-star John Dunyan with a strike high to start things off in the 6th. Second one gets away from him, a ball high and away to even things up at 1-1.
It's been a fun game to watch so far, Jish.
If you love offense, you came to the right place. First Responder Field is the place to be. 1-1 the count for the lead-off Dunyan. He is 0 for 1 today. Lined into a double play his last time up to end the 4th inning. The 1-1 skips off the dirt for ball 2. Lined it right to McBeans at third, who tagged up to take home 2, and the 2-1 misses inside. It's ball 3. (3-1) the count for the lead-off Dunyan. Berger shakes off the first and delivers the 3-1. Finds the low corner, strike 2. It seemed that was the same spot as the last 2 pitches, but this one a called strike. Full count now on the leadoff Dunyan. Berger, 3-2. Swing and a foul ball, he stays alive. Ben Berger looking for the Cropdusters' first strikeout today. He's their 3rd pitcher. And they've gone through 5 innings. That's 15 outs without 1 K. 3-2 on the way. Swing and a miss! There it is! Ben Berger got him with the slider. First strikeout of the game belongs to Ben Berger. Gave up 3 runs in the last inning. Almost none of them his fault, though, off of 2 errors by the third baseman. Finally gets back in the driver's seat with a leadoff strikeout and gives the bottom of the order another taste of his strikes. Strike 1 to Mike Heckman.
Great command of that slider right now, Jish.
0-1. Check swing, but a called strike in the top corner. Ben Berger is heating up. 0-2 the count, 1 out, none on in the top of this 6th. Here's the pitch. Misses in the dirt, ball 1. Benberger threw the slider again, but wasn't going to draw a swing this time around. Heckman stays disciplined. Heckman is 0 for 3 on the day with a 1-2 count. Had a mental lapse earlier on defense, too, as he pokes one foul down the third base line to stay alive at 1-2. There was a play to be made back in the fourth inning, where if he just tagged up on the second base as Carter Hines was sliding into it, it would have created a forceful out 3. Instead, an error was scored to him, and 6 runs came after with 2 outs. He'll be kicking himself, but the T-Bolts have tied it up. It's 11-11, the 1-2. High fly ball down the first base line. Swanson chases it out of play. It lands for foul ball, and he'll stay alive with a ball and 2 strikes. So 2 straight fouls, 1 to either direction for Mike Heckman, who rubs the pine tar in a little bit more before stepping back into the righty batter's box. 1-2. Check swing on an inside pitch, ball 2. Two the count. Berger sets and deals. High fly ball hit to the gap in left center. Scott walks under it and makes the squeeze. Out number 2.
Nice play ranging over to his right side by Brian Scott.
Brian Scott hit one to that exact spot on offense, but covers it quickly for out and number 2 in the top of the 6th. Now Josh Erd, who has gotten on base 4 times already today, now in the 6th inning, looking for another one with 2 outs on the scoreboard. He's 2 for 3 on the day with a walk his last time up. An error got him on the first time. First pitch, a heater inside, ball 1. One-0, 2 outs. Swing and a foul ball, strike 1. Josh Erd has been incredible today offensively. 2 singles to start off, a walk. He scored 3 runs already. The 1-1, a checked swing, sends the ball foul for strike 2, an unfortunate strike 2. If Berger can strike out Erd, not only would that be the Cropdusters' second strikeout of the day, but it would be their first 1-2-3 inning. Josh Erd, with the pink bat, is not going to make it easy. And now there's a discussion between umpires on the first base line. We've already seen the umpires issue balks and pitch clock violations today against Lucas Garton. Ben Berger so far, at least mechanically, has been squeaky clean. Perhaps a discussion between the first base umpire and home plate umpire if there was a balk.
Maybe they were going to see if that was going to hit, if that hit him.
Gotcha. It looked as though it clearly bounced off his bat, at least from our vantage point here in the press box.
Jish.
Yeah, you know what? Sometimes things look how they are. 1-2 the count. 2 outs. Swing and a line drive to the gap. Scott settles under it for out number 3. The Cropdusters put the Thunderbolts down in order for the first time today. Highlighted by Ben Berger's first strikeout and 2 flyouts, the Cropdusters look to untie this game at the bottom of the 6th. Stay with us here on YouTube.
Also, a big thank you to the Morrow and Meat families for feeding the players, coaches, and intern staff after the game, and a special shout out to Hudson, David, and Cooper.
I'm more than just an option. Refuse to be forgotten. I took a chance with my heart.
11-11. The Cropdusters held off the red-hot Thunderbolts at the top of the 6th. Now it is up to the bats to untie this ball game. Jish Sokolsky, Jack Feldman on the call with you here on YouTube. Coy Swanson up to bat, fresh off of a 2 RBI double his last time up. Came home from a Ryan Boma homer 1 pitch later. He's leading off today. Or not today, in this 6th inning. Bobby Fleming, the pitcher, throws one right down the middle for strike 1 to the lefty. He's yet to face a lefty so far today. He's so far struggled yanking against the righties, so if he misses glove side again, we could see another hit by pitch. 0-1 the count. Swing and a miss. A huge swing from Swanson, digging at a fish. You can say Coy went fishing. 0-2 the count now. Swanson has not struck out yet today after striking out twice yesterday. He's 1 for 2. He takes one low for ball 1. Won't make the same mistake twice. 3 straight off-speed pitches from Fleming to start this one. Coy Swanson recognizing that, but waiting for his heater. 1-2 the count. Fleming looking for his first punch-out. He doesn't get it there. A pitch low and away. Ball 2. Coy Swanson has a double today. Hit a home run yesterday. A huge 400-foot tape measure blast over the right field fence. 2-2 misses high and in, just barely on the slider for ball 3. Great movement from Fleming, but it won't come here. Now he brings the count full to Coy Swanson, who's walked once today. 3-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Bobby Fleming gets his first strikeout. Coy Swanson looked for the fences. Instead, it goes to the dugout.
Second baseman number 16 from Frostburg State University, Ryan Boma.
But speaking of big swings, how about Ryan Boma up to bat again? His first hit of the day, a 3-run bomb. Down to dead center. That happened in the 4th inning. Now with bases empty and 1 out, we'll see if he can continue this hot bat. First pitch, right down the middle, strike 1. And again, Josh Erd, the shortstop for the Thunderbolts, playing at the grass, shaded well over towards the third base bag, a wide open space at second base. 1-0. Ties it up with a ball. Fastball outside makes it a ball and a strike. Ryan Boma waiting for a good pitch. Fleming gave it to him on his first pitch on his last at-bat. The 1-1. Swing and another huge one that's sent foul for strike 2. One, 2 the count, 1 out, bases empty for Ryan Boma. Already with a home run today. The 1-2. Hits off his shoulder, he'll take a base. That's the 3rd Cropduster batter hit by a pitch today. The Thunderbolts have been guilty of one of those in almost every single game.
That's going to do it for Fleming today. We'll see who they bring in from the bullpen.
You're right, Fleming's day is done. After that hit by pitch, the Thunderbolts have hit 19 Cropdusters batters, and we're not done with 5 games yet. That is Nick Keene out for the Thunderbolts now in relief. He plays both ways for them. And he's been an all-star pitcher for them. Wasn't named to the team this year, but just recently committed from Frederick Community College to Division I Eastern Michigan. Nick Keene is out there to pitch. This is his 3rd appearance against the Cropdusters. He's gotten 5 innings against them with a save. 8 strikeouts, just 1 hit, with 3 walks and 3 hit by pitches. His save came in the Thunderbolts' only win over the Crops. Went the final 2 innings and shut the Cropdusters down with no hits.
He seems to be another one of those double XL jersey guys, Jish.
With number 5, you'd expect that to be a little tighter. I'm pretty sure with the numbering, the lower the number is, the smaller the size.
Get that man a steak.
Get that man a steak, get that man a gym membership, maybe. Maybe he can join you on your gym escapades, Jack. You need a lifting buddy?
I kind of like lifting alone, I don't know.
With your music?
I don't need Nick Keene to join me. Nothing against him.
It's a stranger.
Don't know the guy that well.
You listen to music when you lift, Jack?
Of course.
What kind of music you listen to?
I don't know. I listen to all kinds of music.
That's the safe answer. Come on, I need some specifics, Jack.
Drake.
That's a good lift. That's good lifting music.
I'm not a huge music guy, Jish. I kind of just, I have my playlist. I can read you some names for my playlist. Not a safe guy. Yeah, Drake, Lil Uzi.
Not bad. Not bad.
Kanye.
What's the name of that playlist? Main Bumpers 3? I like it.
Thank you.
I mean, simple to the point. They're the bumpers. They're the ones you bump. Kevin McMean's up to bat against Nick Keene.
You're the music guy, Jish.
I am the music guy. I take pride in that. First pitch is low and at the feet of Kevin McMeans. Ball 1. McMeans will have to break in Nick Keene, who's gone 13 1/3. But that hasn't stopped him from being the Thunderbolts' leading strikeout king. 24 of them on the year. But with 15 walks, games can get away from him. The 1-0 misses low for ball 2. He's got 6 earned runs on the year and 13 innings pitched. That's a 4.05 ERA. Probably the Thunderbolts' biggest all-star snub. 2-0. Strike called inside, 89 out of Keene's hand to give him some ground back to the third baseman, McMeans. It's 2-1 now. The Thunderbolts only had one pitcher make the all-star roster, Jay Wandell, and he's deserved it. A 1.17 ERA and 15 1/3. McMeans levels one foul for strike 2. But if they were to have a second pitcher there, you got to imagine Nick Keene was in the discussion. Only 3 hits allowed in 13 innings. One of them came against the Cropdusters. He reaches up to 90 miles per hour, hence why he's committed to D1. 2-2. Off the plate, ball 3, a full count. McMeans works it well. Walked his last time up, had a double on his first at-bat. He's 1 for 2 on the day. Ryan Boma, the lone runner at first base. He represents the go-ahead run in an 11-11 slugfest in the bottom of this 6th. With a 3-2 count, McMeans hungers to get on base. The 3-2. Swing and another deep fly ball to left. That's traveling back at the fence, and Thomas puts a glove on it for out number 2. Good track from Thomas all the way back at the warning track. Puts the glove in front of his face for the squeeze. And now the Cropdusters are down to their final out, at risk of going scoreless after tying the game in the last inning. Sammy Lease, hitless today and 3 tries. 2 groundouts and a flyout. With 2 outs, he's got 1 runner on and looks for that first one here. Pops the first pitch foul into the warning net behind him for strike 1. Lease has a tendency to pull on his swings. 0-1 the count, 2 outs, 1 runner on. Nick Keene settles into his stretch and delivers. Boma goes. Ball misses low. Boma slides down. He's safe at second.
Can do it all. Hit 3-run homers, swipe a base. What can't Ryan Boma do?
Well, we'll see if he can score a run. Sammy Lease has to put his first ball in play to give the Cropdusters a lead. Josh the shortstop, again, I believe that's just his natural position, playing away from the second base bag on the grass, expecting a pull. The 1-1. Hit backwards on a line, strike 2 on the foul ball. Keene is 1 strike away from his 25th punch-out of the year and first of the day. Sammy Lease hasn't gone down on strikes just yet. 1-2 the count. Keene takes a bit, settles in, gives Boma a look, and fires the 1-2. Away from Warner, the catcher. Boma walks into third on the wild pitch. So Lease evens things up with a ballerina count, 2-2 with 2 outs, and the go-ahead run 90 feet away.
I feel like you're really skimping a little bit, Jish, on the ballerina counts today. I've not heard it from you that often.
We haven't seen that many.
That's a good point.
A lot of 3-1s, a lot of 4-pitch walks, some hit-by pitches. 2-2 the count. Lease chokes up on the bat, getting ready for this 2-strike offering from Nick Keene. 2-2. Swinging a high fly ball to the left side. The center fielder, Ruiz, calls everyone off, runs forward towards the dirt, puts a glove on it, and makes the play for out number 3. A second straight fly out to center field for Sammy Lease. And the Cropdusters are put away scoreless after 6 innings. It is 11-11 to the final 3 frames we go on YouTube. Jish Sokolsky, Jack Feldman on the call. This game has gone on for over 2.5 hours now. The sun almost completely set here in Olney, Maryland, as the Cropdusters and Thunderbolts are tied at 11 after 6 innings of play. Jish Sokolsky and Jack Feldman on the call with you. Ben Berger stays on the mound for the Cropdusters. Recently collected the first strikeout of the day for the Crops. He's their 3rd pitcher. That was in the last frame. He went 1-2-3, looking for an equally productive inning this time around. Starting off against the 2-hole hitter Bryce Curry for the Thunderbolts. Bryce Curry, the Frederick Community College product, hails from Gaithersburg. Once went to Frostburg State, so he and Ben Berger might know each other. First pitch low, ball 1. Ben Berger, of course, was a freshman this past year. Bryce Curry's going into his junior year.
All these guys that played high school baseball in Maryland know each other.
Both of them did. Bryce Curry from Gaithersburg. Ben Berger played at Sherwood, as Curry slices one foul for strike 1. But I don't think they were ever teammates. 1-1 the count, with no outs. As Curry slices one to Okoje in left, who puts a glove on it at the line for out number 1. Great jump from Okoje to run all the way towards that foul line to rob Bryce Curry of a well-hit ball. And now Steve Thomas comes up to bat. He's been one of the best bats on a loaded Thunderbolts lineup today. 2 doubles in 4 at-bats. He puts one on the ground to short. Hines can't field it. Another error for the Cropdusters puts Steve Thomas on base.
Steve Thomas has been on base 4 times tonight, 2 doubles, a walk, and now reaches on the error.
Now batting the first baseman, number 26 from Mount St. Mary's University, Braden Foster.
There's something going horribly wrong with the Cropdusters infield. On the left side, Carter Hines and Kevin McMeans, both with multi-error days. Now with 1 out and 1 on. Foster levels one into left. Okoje runs back at the warning track, looks up, and it's gone. The Thunderbolts untie the game with a boom from Braden Foster. It's 13-11 in the top of the 7th. those runs, or one of the runs, unearned after the error. And Ryan Quadros up to bat after the Braden Foster home run. He reached on an error his last at-bat. Takes the first pitch away for ball one.
It's been one of those games, back and forth, back and forth. Something tells me this will not be the last lead change.
1-0 chop to Hines, who can't field it. The long hop gets over his head. A base hit scored for Ryan Quadros. He keeps the inning going with 1 out. A wild trampoline bounce at the lip of the dirt, well over Carter Hines' head. No way he can make a play on it. A base hit scored with a runner at first base. Ethan Warner up to bat now with 1 out in the top of the 7th. Swing and a miss for strike one on a low slider. Warner just got his first hit from a 3-1 count his last at-bat, 3 walks otherwise. The 0-1 is sliced into left for another one. That's all the way back to the wall for extra bases. Running with the head of steam and coming home is Ryan Quadros, and he will get there. It's 14-11, Thunderbolts on top of Cropdusters after a double from Ethan Warner.
And Ben Berger's been in this game a long time. He's really done a fantastic job at eating innings, but he's starting to get hit hard, and you got to wonder, Jish, I posed a question earlier, who's going to come out of this bullpen? Because it's going to be an emergency pitcher.
Berger talking things over with Sammy Elise. 3 runs have already scored for the Thunderbolts this inning. There is a runner in scoring position with 1 out. And Gabe Ruiz, the center fielder. Swanson at first, puts a glove on it for out number 2. Double play.
And there's only been 1 strikeout today.
1 strikeout for the Cropdusters hitter as Dunyan keeps the party going with a single to center. Warner rounds for home, and he does not get there. The throw from Scott was...
Brian Scott all over this game. Had the big double, making some great plays in the outfield, keeping this game close.
So that brings this inning to rest. It's 14-11. Thunderbolts over the Cropdusters after 7. Cropdusters have went tit for tat with the Thunderbolts all day. We'll see if the bats reemerge at the bottom of this 7th after putting up a goose egg in the 6th. Stay with us here on YouTube to find out. Jish Sokolsky and Jack Feldman on the call. To 11. You'd think you're watching a football game, but no. It's the Cropdusters versus the Thunderbolts. Crops trailing to their on-the-road foes as the 7th inning stretch concludes. The Thunderbolts just took the lead in the top of this frame. 3 runs came across to untie the game. Nick Keene stays out there for the Thunderbolts, one of their best pitchers, best closers. We'll see if he can cool down the Cropdusters' bats, as he did to end the 6th inning with 2 flyouts.
Brian Scott already a double today, coming off of a great play in the field. He's going to try to use that momentum to get a leadoff base for the Cropdusters.
He had a double in his last time around. Came all the way home off of a Jason Janesco double, now leading off this frame. He takes one high and in for ball 1. He led off the 5th inning, now leads off the 7th with a 3-run hole. Crops were down 1 when he led off last. He slices one through for another hit. Brian Scott is on fuego. He gets on base with a single, and it brings up the top of the order. 2 hits already today, his 2nd multi-hit game of the year. And he just continues to find that hole in the middle of the infield.
He's had himself a game, Jish, on both sides of the ball.
So Scott takes a lead off of first with no outs. Keane throws back that way. Nothing doing, though. Scott is safe. As Carter Hines steps up to bat, looking for his first. And Scott throw back that way. They almost got him. A very nice move from Nick Keane, but Scott slides home safely.
These pickoffs have been very close.
Scott's got to think about lowering that lead at first. Now offers one to Hines, who pokes it into right field for another hit. Brian Scott going for 3. Hines gets to second, sliding. A no-out double for Carter Hines. 2 back-to-back hits for the Cropdusters, who now bring the tying run to the plate. Jason Janesco.
From East Carolina University, Jason Janesco.
It's a great job advancing on the high throw by Carter Hines. Dunyan did not hit the cutoff, tried to throw Scott out at 3, and Hines took advantage.
It was a very quick decision on the base paths by Carter Hines. Now Jason Janesco hit a huge double his last at-bat. A home run would tie it up. It's a 14-11 in favor of the Thunderbolts. First pitch, a high fastball, strike 1. It's a disciplined take from Jason Janesco, who has not swung at a first pitch all day long. Now in his 5th at-bat, he is 1 for 3 with a walk. The 0-1. Check swing on a pitch too low. Ball 1, another disciplined take. Jason Janesco, only a sophomore, playing like a seasoned vet with 2 in scoring position. No outs in the bottom of this 7th. Crops trail by 3. Keane settles into his windup and misses dramatically with ball 2. Warner, a good job behind the plate from keeping that from going wild with runners at 2nd and 3rd. A wild pitch is the last thing he wants. 2-1 the count. Janesco pulls ahead of Keane. The 2-1. Off the plate, too low, ball 3. Janesco, 1 ball away from loading the bases and bringing up the powerful Anthony Swenda on deck. 3-1 is the count. 2 in scoring position. A real swinger's count if he wants it. Puts one foul. Hung it on the top shelf here at First Responder Field for strike 2.
90 out of the hand of Keane. Just a pivotal moment in this ball game, Jish.
Full count, no outs. Runners in scoring position for Janesco. Had a double his last at-bat. Looking for hit number 2. Keane has other plans. The 3-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Keane gets his first strikeout of the day, and it's a big one with runners in scoring position.
From LSU Shreveport, Anthony Swenda.
Anthony Swenda steps into the righty batter's box with a 3-run deficit and 2 on the bases. Anthony Swenda had his first at-bat as a Cropduster against this pitcher. Flew out to end a 6-5 loss for the Cropdusters. Now looking for revenge. He is hitless today. Takes one high and outside for ball 1. He was hitless all the way until the 8th inning yesterday, Jack, before sending a solo shot beyond the fence. Another one would tie this game up with 2 on the bases.
I don't think there's anybody on this team that I would rather want in a big spot than Anthony Swenda.
1-0 the count. The pitch from Keene. Swing and a miss, strike 1. 89 out of Keene's hand, buried in the bottom corner to even things up to Swenda. 1-1 the count. 1 out, 2 on. Here's the pitch. Swing and a foul ball, strike 2. Keene just collected his first strikeout in his last time up on a full count. Now can pull it off with just 1 ball. Be huge for him after giving up back-to-back hits to start the inning. 1-2. Too high, ball 2. Swenda evens it up.
Keene 24 strikeouts in 13 and a third innings pitched this year. Swing and miss stuff.
Up to 25 after the last hack. 2-2 the count. That leads the Thunderbolts. Almost number 26 there, but the fastball runs low. Ball 3, another full count. Another full count for Nick Keene. He struck out the last batter at this count. Anthony Swenda has other plans. Three-two on the way. Off the plate, ball 4. Swenda walks for the first time today to load the bases.
Batting next to left fielder number 15 from Hartford Community College, Ehi Okoje.
Ehi Okoje steps up to bat now with bases loaded. Had a huge hit in pinch hitting duties yesterday to give the Cropdusters the lead. Now with bases loaded, he can do so again with a home run. First pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1 on the high heat. 91 out of Keene's hand. A lot faster than it looks.
He challenged him, but just muscled it by Okoje.
0-1 the count, 1 out, bases loaded. A ground ball could end it. The 0-1. Too low, gets away from Warner, a wild pitch. Scott charges home, and he gets there. It's 12-14. Cropdusters only trail by 2. A wild pitch from Nick Keene to runner's position, takes the double play off the table. Now Okoje has the freedom to let it fly if he wants it. Sack fly still on the table with Carter Hines at third, Anthony Swenda at second. Next from Nick Keene. Tying run at second. Takes one low and away, ball 2. Good eye from Okoje. Hit by pitch otherwise after a pop-up at his last at-bat. Oh my God. And 2 on in scoring position. The 3-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Instead, he gets nothing but air. It's a full count with 1 out. A huge pitch on the way with the tying run at second.
Foster playing in on the grass at first.
3-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Okoje is sent back in to bring the inning to 2 outs, and Coy Swanson is up.
From the University of Maryland, Coy Swanson.
Coy Swanson, 1 for 3 on the day, struck out his last at-bat as the top in base, and he is the Cropdusters' leading home run hitter. Can he come up huge again? Bottom of the 7th, the Crops trail by 2. High and inside, ball 1 almost hit Coy Swanson on a 91-mile-per-hour fastball. That one would hurt. One of the count, Warner, the all-star catcher, meets with his pitcher. Keane before delivering the 1-0. There's 2 outs in the bottom of this 7th. Coy Swanson hit a home run yesterday. Does he have another in him? That would give the Cropdusters a lead in the bottom of the 7th. A huge moment for Keane. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Coy Swanson was minutes late on that swing. Too high, ball 2.
Two out hitting, something this team has struggled.
They've been excellent. A 6-run rally with 2 outs back in the 4th. Do they still have that magic in them? Or will we see the Cropdusters of old? The 2-1. Inside.
90 to 91, just going straight.
One ball away from bases. Coy Swanson with a 3-1 count, looking for the big swing. 3-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2, there it is. But a big miss ensues.
He got 89 right down the middle. Just missed it.
Keane has 2 strikeouts this inning on full counts. And he has a full count again, this time with 2 outs. One more to finish the job. Instead, Swanson pops it up to stay alive and keep the Cropdusters' hopes alive.
We saw Coach Leader say, 2-strike approach here. That's something that Coy implemented.
He'll have to do so again right now. He does the inning alive. Outside, ball 4, Swanson takes a walk to load the bases.
By Coy Swanson to Ryan Boma.
Today, a 3. Now with bases loaded, does he have another big swing in him? He got hit. Would bring in the Cropdusters' 13th run of the day. Bases loaded. First pitch. Gets away from Warner. Hines runs down the third baseline and scores. Another wild pitch to make it 14-13. Cropdusters only down by 1. Stomachs are churning here in First Responder Field. We are in hour 3 of this ball game.
It's been a marathon.
Sun almost complete. The 2 outs in the 7th. They trail 4. Pitch inside, ball 2. The go-ahead run is at third base. 2-0 the count. The pitch. Swing and a pop fly sent backwards. Foul number 1, strike number 1 for Ryan Boma. Typically when game
Jish.
2-1 the count. Go ahead run is at second base. That's Coy Swanson. The tying run, Swenda's at third. Boma with a 2-1 count settles in and takes it high, ball 3. Rinse and repeat, another 3-1 count for Nick Keane, who just walked Coy Swanson and brought him to second with a wild pitch. Two, another full count. 3, 4, 5 in a row now for Nick Keane.
Some high pressure pitches from Keane.
He's got a base empty at first. 3-2 the count, 2 outs. Takes it high, ball 4, another walk. He loads the bases again with Kevin McMeans up to bat. So now another meeting at the mound, this time with Nick Keene, with a reliever coming in. His day is done after loading with 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th, and 2 outs, they turn to yet another reliever. We'll figure out who that reliever is. New pitcher in today. Now the 5th that the Thunderbolts have gone with. We'll get you a number on him in just a second. It's a little hard to see from up here in the booth, especially when the pitcher doesn't quite show his numbers to us. That is number 24. Believe they're going with a 2-way player in this situation. There it is, Liam Prog. To pitch against the Cropdusters this season. He's only pitched in 4 innings thus far. 2 innings in each of those. 2 hits allowed, 2 walks, but 10 strikeouts. And that's the job. That's what the Thunderbolts will need him to do again today. All the way back in the 1st inning to bring in the Cropdusters' first 3 runs. .13 Thunderbolts lead with bases loaded and 2 outs. Thunderbolts have tied it again.
What an unbelievable...
Low ball 1. Keep going, though. We're back. Sorry about that. The Wi-Fi has been a little finicky today. With a 1-1 count, Sammy Lee settles in with 2 outs and bases loaded to Progolski, the new reliever, the 1-1. Swing and a high fly ball sent foul, but it lands out of play for strike 2. Apologize to everyone. We know the stream is frozen. We're going to have to figure out the Wi-Fi between the innings, but right now Sammy Lease has bases loaded with 2 outs. The Cropdusters just tied the game off a Kevin McMeans single. He stands at first. Boma at second. Swenda at third. Swing and a miss for strike 3. That's the inning. Progolski comes in, draws a swing and miss. The Cropdusters have retied the ball game at 14 after 3 come in. To the top of the 8th we go. We'll see you soon on Cropdusters Baseball on YouTube. Stay with us. Hopefully the stream is working a little better as we return for the top of this 8th inning. Jish Sokolsky and Jack Feldman on the call. Both sides scored 3 runs in the 7th inning to make it 14 all. We return to play with a new pitcher for the Cropdusters, Caleb Menina, the lefty, getting his run today. The 4th pitcher the Cropdusters have employed, and it wasn't super long since we've seen him last.
He's going to have to do a job here, Jish, coming in clutch in an emergency situation.
Menina pitched in the last home game here versus the Senators.
Now batting for the Thunderbolts, the second baseman, Mike Heckman.
Or excuse me, he just pitched 2 days ago at the Big Train, coming in for his 2nd appearance since July 6th. He went 2 innings in that one, only allowed 1 hit with 2 walks. He came in and really calmed the storm in that game after the Big Train jumped out to a wild lead in the beginning. We'll see if he can do the same to the Thunderbolts. Bottom of the order first, Heckman takes one outside for ball 1. "1-0 the count as Menina misses arm side first to the righty, the 1-0. High and away for ball 2. Menina still getting warm, but the fastball is reaching his, what seems to be his top at 83.
He throws strikes. That's what they need right now, Jish.
2-0. There's his first strike on the bottom corner. I was about to say, Jack, don't jinx it now. He threw 2 balls to start, but gets back on the scoreboard with a strike on the low corner. 2-1 the count. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Mike Heckman is looking for his first hit. He wanted it there, but instead got nothing. Base is empty for the leadoff Heckman with a 2-2 count, ballerina count, and no outs. The lights are now providing the only elimination as Menina misses glove side inside for ball 3, a full count. Menina looking for the Cropdusters' 2nd strikeout of the day in his first batter, the 3-2. Swinging a hard-hit ball off the glove of Hines at short. A hard-hit single for Mike Heckman to lead off the 8th inning.
Carter Hines came this close to making an incredible play, Jish.
We've seen him make some incredible plays, bouncing like he's wearing moon shoes up in the air. Now tried the vertical Superman dive. Got a glove on it, couldn't make the squeeze. Josh Err at the top of the order is back up with a runner at first and no outs. First time facing Menina today, who kicks and deals. Got him swinging, strike 1. Menina from North Alabama, originally of Morgan City, Louisiana. Might be the southmost Cropduster on the roster this year, other than the Florida guys, of course. 0-1 the count, runner at first, no outs. Swing and a big hit to left field. Okoje runs to the gap, makes the squeeze for out number 1. Heckman runs back to first with 1 out, and he'll stay there.
Okoje has made some nice plays in left tonight.
He's gotten great
Really
reactions, camped under fly balls well.
The entire outfield, Brian Scott's been great.
Jason Janesco, of course, has shown off the arm. Yet to record a putout yet, but has kept runners where they are. 1 out. Curry to bat. Takes one low, ball 1. Bryce Curry lined out to left field his last at bat. Ehi Okoje was there for that one. 1-0 the count. Runner at first is Mike Heckman. Called strike on the top corner with the fastball. Menina evens things up with a ball and a strike. Mike Heckman has 2 stolen bases this year, was caught once. Curry takes a pitch at his ankles for ball 2. Two-1 the count. 14-14 game. A check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did. Strike 2 on a low changeup from Caleb Menina. Was too much for Curry to handle. He's now 1 strike away from getting out of here. 2-2. Runner goes. Swinging a foul ball. Heckman makes the run back. And Curry stays alive.
Huge base runner over at first. Menina has to keep him close.
Heckman has both of his stolen bases on the year versus the Cropdusters. Both of them came in the last game they played. Wouldn't be surprised if he's eager to grab another to take the double play off the table. 2-2. High and away, ball 3. Menina fills up this count.
3-2, 1 out. Definitely a pitch where we could see Heckman off and running on Jish.
That was 84 out of Menina's hands, one of the faster pitches we've seen him throw. Full count, 1 out, the pitch. Too high, ball 4. Bryce Curry gets on base. Heckman advances to second with 1 out on the scoreboard. Top of the 8th and 1 out down. There is a new catcher in the game as well. Quinn Ahern is behind the dish instead for Sammy Lees. So his day is done. 2 runners on. It was hard to see. He's crouched behind.
He's hiding back there.
That umpire. First pitch to Steve Thomas is low for ball 1. Thomas has 2 doubles today. A walk and reached on an error his last time up. He's got runners at first and second. The 1-0. Buried in the top corner. Strike 1. 1-1 the count. 1 out. Sammy Lee's day is done. In the beginning of the year, never went a full 9 innings. Perhaps old issues popping up again. Is coming off of knee surgery. As Thomas ropes one into left. That'll stop the runner at third, though, with the stop from Akoja in left field. So now bases are loaded with 1 out. In the top of this 8th, sac fly on the table for the cleanup hitter, Braden Foster, who just went yard. Hit a home run in his last at-bat. You know he's looking for the big swing again.
What a game, Jish. Cropdusters don't imagine have any other pitchers available. I mean, Caleb Menina's the guy right now.
There is some movement in the bullpen. Perhaps moving some starts around. As Foster fouls off the first pitch backwards, strike 1.
So this is a game they need to win.
Absolutely, Jack.
14-14, it's right out there in front of them.
Neither of these teams have wanted to lose. As Mike Evans and Cam Hyde are both raced for that foul ball to bring it back to the dugout. 0-1 the count. Swing and a grounder to short. Hines fields it. Makes the throw to second for 1. Back to first. The double play is complete. That leaves the bases stranded. The biggest defensive play of the game initiated by Carter Hines. The Thunderbolts come up scoreless with bases loaded.
Hey fans, the concession stands will close.
What a play to end the 8th. The Cropdusters have a chance to untie this one in the bottom of the 8th frame. Stay with us here on YouTube. Jish, Sokolsky, Jack Feldman on the call. We've seen it all today. Hits, walks, hit by pitches, home runs, doubles, singles, you name it. A 14-14 ball game in the bottom of the 8th inning. The Cropdusters and Thunderbolts are tied. Neither team deserves to lose, but one team has to, and that's going to be decided soon. Leading off for the 2nd inning in a row is Brian Scott, already with 2 hits today in 4 at-bats. His last one a single up the middle to lead off the 7th. First pitch. Finds the bottom corner. Filthy movement on the off-speed from Sokolsky, who came in relief last inning, threw the inning-clinching strikeout with bases loaded. He gets ahead of Scott 0-1. The 0-1. Too high, ball 1. Scott evens things up by leaning back. 1-1 the count. The lights are on. The fans are on their feet. It's a beautiful environment at First Responder Field. 1-1 fouled back for strike 2.
Jish, this has been an absolute marathon of a game. I DoorDashed chicken wings like an hour and a half ago, thinking they'd get here by the time I get home. They just arrived. Game's still going on.
You can't gamble with time. You're going to have to enjoy some cold chicken wings.
I know.
But first, you're going to have to enjoy this conclusion of the game. It's 1-2. Brian Scott hitting at the bottom of the order. Puts one on the ground to second. Heckman can't field it, and Scott beats it out. He gets on base to lead off the 8th after leading off the 2nd with a base knock. And Brian Scott's fabulous day continues. An error scored against Brian Scott. Or no, an infield single will be counted, so Brian Scott is up to a career-high 3 hits on the day. His 2nd year with the Cropdusters has never reached that feat. Only had 9 hits last summer. He's well beyond that now. He stands at first base with the top of the order, Carter Hines up to bat, who bunts the first pitch straight up in the air and right into the glove of Warner, who leaps forward to make the play for out number 1. A disastrous bunt for Carter Hines.
Batting next, the right fielder, number 35 from East Carolina University, Jason.
With the game knotted this late, they were doing all they could to send Scott around. Carter Hines had a successful sacrifice bunt earlier today. This time, he just got the bat under some high heat, and it brings up Jason Janesco. Janesco struck out on a full count his last at-bat, but a double highlights his day earlier in the game back in the 5th. He's got a runner at first with 1 out. Sokolsky gives him a look. The righty comes set and deals. Fastball buried in the low corner. Strike 1 to get ahead of Janesco, who has taken every single first pitch in all of his at-bats today. 0-1 the count, only with 1 hit today. Looking for number 2 right here. 0-1. Finds the outside part, strike 2. In between a ball and a strike, the umpire makes a judgment call and puts Janesco 2 strikes in the hole. 0-2 the count, 1 out. Brian Scott, the lone base runner, at first. Runner goes. Ball misses low. Warner pops up, tries to get him. He does not. Scott slides feet first, takes the double play off the table with 1 out, and a ball is put on the scoreboard for Jason Janesco. Things are going right for the Cropdusters. Brian Scott already with 2 runs today, stands at second base in scoring position with 1 out. Janesco tries to bring him home, but first, he'll have to fish something out of his eye.
Maybe a contact loose?
Oh, I've been there before,
I've
Jack.
also been there.
It's definitely scary.
Not what you want.
Time called, he readjusts the gloves and steps back in. 1-2 is the count. 1 runner on. Brian Scott in scoring position at second. 1 out to speak of in this 8th inning. 14-14 your score. Jason Janesco a chance to untie it with a base hit here. A look back and the delivery. Low and away, ball 2. Every at-bat means just a little bit more when the game is tied this late. When these teams are as close as they are in the rankings, both jostling for playoff position. Thunderbolts on the outside looking in. Cropdusters half a game out of being out of it. The 2-2. Swinging a foul ball. He'll stay alive. Two, your count. Brian Scott at second base. Jason Janesco with a clutch swing of the bat on a fastball down the middle. 2-2 on the way next. Too high, ball 3. Janesco's patience brings the count full with 1 out. Jason Janesco worked a full count in his last at-bat before striking out, but in his first at-bat worked a full count and walked. A repeat is on the table, and either way with the next pitch from Progolski. The 3-2. Swinging a foul ball. Never mind. Dugout giving him plenty of encouragement. Jason Janesco adjusts the cap, adjusts the gloves, and steps back into the righty batter's box with his hard hat on, ready to do a job. Huge gap between first and second if he can poke one opposite. 3-2 on the way. Too low. No, a cold strike 3. Cheers from the Thunderbolts fan section on the left side as Jason Janesco goes down looking, his second strikeout of the day. And now Anthony Swenda in the bottom of the 8th with 1 on and 2 outs. Has to be the hero here. No hits for him today, despite being the Cropdusters' leading hitter by average. First pitch low and away, ball 1. Swenda walked his last time up, came around and scored to bring this game to 14-13. Now it's tied at 14. He has a chance to untie it with a swing. The 1-0. Too high, ball 2. That swing will have to wait another pitch. Anthony Swenda staying disciplined in this huge moment. 2-0 the count. Runner in scoring position in a tie ball game in the bottom of this 8th. The pitch. Too far away, ball 3. Swenda's 1 pitch away from walking again. We are in 3.5 hours into this ball game. It started at 5:30. We are rounding the 9 o'clock hour. It's going to be a late dinner tonight for these players who are fed after every ball game. 3-0. Strike up high. So Progolski shows some life in this count. Works his way back. He needs 2 more of those to end the inning. 3-1. The pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Swenda wanted one down the middle. Was too early on it, though, and now the count is full with the inning on the line. Bottom of the 8th. Tie ball game. Runner in scoring position. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Let's see how Swenda deals with the pressure. Full count offering. Swing and a foul ball. He's staying alive.
Wow. This is about as intense as it gets.
Full count. 2 outs. Scott at second, the lone base runner. Progolski stares down Swenda, righty to righty. The 3-2. Too far inside, ball 4. Swenda keeps the inning alive with a walk.
Come to the plate, the left fielder, number 15 from Hartford Community College, Ehi Ogoje.
The pressure builds with each coming at bat. Progolski just walked another batter. And now brings up Ehi Ogoje. Still in search of his first hit of the day. 2 walks and a hit by pitch. A pop-out and a strikeout has been on his resume. But that 1 hit will untie the game. It's 14-14. Runners at first and second in the bottom of the 8th. First pitch. Outside, ball 1. One oh the count. Swenda at first, Scott at second. Progolski lets the arm dangle before coming set and firing the 1-0. High and away, ball 2. Bottom of the 8th. 2 outs, 2 on. 2 balls, no strikes for Ehiokoje. Progolski comes set and fires. So right down the middle, strike 1. Progolski has done battle and has got some ground back against Ehiokoje. Worked a 3-0 count before throwing 2 strikes against Swenda last time. Now with a 2-1. Looks to gain some more ground. The 2-1. Too low, ball 3. Another miss loads the bases. With Coy Swanson on deck, the Cropdusters leading home run hitter. 3-1 the count. 2 outs, 2 on. The 3-1. Too high, ball 4. Ehiokoje loads the bases and brings up Coy Swanson.
Now batting the first baseman.
He was the hero last night. Will he be the hero again tonight?
A meeting at the mound now. The Thunderbolts have already gone through 5 pitchers today. A 6th potentially on the way. They're running out of arms in the Silver Spring bullpen. It gives Coy Swanson just so many more moments to think about this huge at-bat. Swanson hit a double earlier today. Otherwise, he is 1 for 3 with 2 walks.
Number 22 from the University of Maryland, Coy Swanson.
On the other end, Progolski, fresh off a meeting with his manager, has to be perfect against this lefty. A wild pitch, a walk, a hit by pitch unties this game. We're at 14-14 with 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. From the windup, Progolski fires. Too high, ball 1.
Coy has to be really disciplined here. Progolski is not throwing a lot of strikes.
It's his 3rd at-bat since the 6th inning. We're now in the bottom of the 8th. Struck out in the 6th, walked in the 7th. In the 8th, TBD with bases loaded and 2 outs. 1-0. Too low, but in there. On the inside, strike 1. An even 1-1 count with 2 outs. Coy Swanson, the only lefty in the lineup, looks to punish a ball against this righty. 1-1. Strike down the middle. The curveball works wonders to put Progolski ahead. 1-2 is the count. Progolski 1 strike away from being the hero for the T-Bolts. With 2 outs and bases loaded in a tie ball game, bottom of the 8th. The 1-2. Inside, ball 2. Coy Swanson keeps the inning alive just barely.
Brian Scott has to be aggressive on a pass ball over there at 3rd.
Progolski has been rock solid with his pitches. No wild pitches so far for the reliever. The 2-2. Swing and a miss! A huge strikeout for Progolski to leave the bases loaded in a tie game. The Thunderbolts have a chance to emerge victorious at the top of the 9th when we return. Coy Swanson strikes out. Kayla Manita runs out onto the bump. We're down to crunch time for the Cropdusters. Stay with us here on YouTube. Jish, Sokolsky, and Jack Feldman nearing hour 4 of our broadcast.
Other disposable items. The Cropdusters, thank you.
14-14, the Cropdusters and Thunderbolts are tied in the top of the 9th inning. The Cropdusters just left bases full when we left you last. Now the Thunderbolts have a chance to steal one here at First Responder Field. Jish, Sokolsky, Jack Feldman on the call with you. Caleb Menina, the pitcher out there for the Cropdusters, who helped the Cropdusters get out of the last inning with a double play initiated by Carter Hines at short. Now he deals against the 5, 6, and 7 hitters for the Thunderbolts. Ryan Quadros to lead off. Had a single his last time up. Came all the way around and scored. First pitch on the outside corner, strike one. 0-1 the count for Quadros, who kept the bat on his shoulder. The All-Star settles in against Menina. Check swing on a called strike anyway. Strike two. Menina's working the outside part of the righty well. Now looks to finish the job. We're in the 9th inning. The Crops have only thrown one strikeout. Menina looking to make that dose. 0-2. Swing and a hit up the middle and through for a base hit. Quadros represents the go-ahead run now at first base with his second hit of the day.
I think it's fair to say this has been the most intense game of the Cropdusters season so far.
A standoff. Neither team wants to stand down. A combined 24 hits. That was the 15th just for the Thunderbolts. And they've been helped out by 5 Cropduster errors, too. It's a miracle this game is tied. Menina comes back to the All-Star Warner and he starts him off with a strike down low.
He's got to just try to set something up to get a ball on the ground here, Jish.
We've already seen a 1 double play out of Menina's hand, the 0-1. Just misses outside, ball 1.
Also be interesting to see if Quadros risks swiping a bag, moving the winning run into scoring position.
Cropdusters still have one more chance to swing in the bottom of the 9th. The 1-1 swung through, strike 2. Warner went fishing and came up with nothing but his bait.
Well, if the Cropdusters win this game, Jish, it will be on a walk-off.
It would have to be. 1-2 the count. Quadros with a lead at first with no outs. The pitch. Too high, ball 2. Menina skies a fastball. Warner breaks even. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Menina staring down the first baseman, Coy Swanson, and delivers the 2-2. Swing and a high fly ball sent down the foul line and into the Cropdusters bullpen. So he'll stay alive with a foul ball at 2-2. Warner's got a runner at second base. Ryan Quadros got there via base hit. Menina's a look at first and the delivery. Swing and a high fly ball sent to center field. Scott runs to the right field gap and comes back for it for out number 1. Just barely. It looked like he overset on the run over. Had to reach across his body, but he made the backhanded snag for out number 1.
Thought we were going to have a repeat of the Big Train game for a second.
Oh,
Jish.
don't even talk about that right now, Jack. With the lights on here in the Cropdusters field, they're less aggressive than at Shirley Povich.
Much less the reflective lighting.
Gabe Ruiz, the batter next, takes one inside, ball 1.
Ground ball away.
Ruiz has 1 hit on the day, 1 for 4 with a walk. He's got a runner at first with 1 out. The 1 out. Finds the bottom corner, strike 1. A wide zone for these umpires who have been standing there for now almost 4 hours. 1-1 the count. 1 out and a runner at first. The pitch. Swing and a grounder. Hit foul just barely. Great play from the Thunderbolts third base coach.
Get that guy to shortstop.
Get that guy to any of the Cropdusters infield possessions. They've allowed 5 errors. That coach wouldn't allow it, but now it brings the count to 1-2 after the strike on a foul ball.
I don't know if Coach Leader can match that, Jish.
The Cropdusters third base
That was
coach.
an incredible play.
1-2. Swinging a foul ball. Diaz. Ruiz stays alive. I keep calling him Diaz. The four-letter last letter Z. I think the big tree have an outfielder named Diaz. It's crossing my wires a little bit, Jack. 1-2 the count. 1 out, 1 runner on in the top of the 9th. 14-14. Curveball got him looking. Strike 3. The second punch out of the day could hardly come at a bigger time. Caleb Manina dusted him. John Dunyan up to bat. The only other member of the Thunderbolts to strike out. He is 1 for 3 on the day with a single in his last at-bat in the 7th. First pitch, too low, ball 1. 2 outs now in the top of the 9th with 1 on.
Caleb Manina trying to give the offense a chance.
That's all they need. So you're saying there's a chance, Jack. 1-0 the count. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Manina offered him a high fastball, and Dunyan said, "Don't mind if I do." But got nothing. A ball and a strike. A look back at first. And a ball low, ball 2. Jack, I skipped I skipped lunch today, rather. I think, okay, you know, I'll have a dinner at the ballpark. No big deal. But as you learned from I Think You Should Leave, you can't skip lunch.
I'm a very casual, I think you should leave guy.
Yeah, but
that's
the big one. 2-1. 2 outs, 1 runner on in the top of the 9th. 2 touchdowns apiece. The pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2.
It was like the zip line one.
That's a good one.
I think you're just here for the zip line.
What? No, I'm here for some good baseball, Jack. Caleb Manina 1 strike away from handing it back over to the Cropdusters in the bottom of the 9th. 1 runner on and 2 outs. He takes a look at first and delivers. Swing and a high flying ball to right field. It's traveling back at the track, and it's off the wall for extra bases. Running with the head of steam, Quadros comes home. The play at the plate. He's safe. A huge double from John Dunyan gives the Thunderbolts a 15-14 lead with 2 outs in the top of the 9th.
This game has been neck and neck, about as close as it gets. That ball was so close to getting out, so close to being a play at the plate. Just so many things. When you look back at this game, could have gone differently.
So now the Cropdusters will have to climb out of the hole to win this game. There's still a runner in scoring position with Mike Heckman, the bottom of the order hitter. Takes one high for ball 1. The Cropdusters were down to their final strike. Manina just gave him a grapefruit, and he turned on it. 1-0 the count. The Thunderbolts lead by 1. The crowd is now in their seats. 1-0 chopped to McMeans at third, who makes the long throw across on time for out number 3, so it's not impossible. The Cropdusters just have 1 run to surmount to win this game. It's 15-14 Thunderbolts. To the bottom of the 9th we go. You're not going to want to miss this one, guys. Stay with us on YouTube. In a game that nobody deserves to lose, well, we'll have to crown a winner or a loser after 3 more outs. Jish Sokolsky, Jack Feldman on the call for the bottom of the 9th. The Thunderbolts lead the Cropdusters 15-4, with Progolski still out there in search of the win.
Well, someone's going to be disappointed, Jish. Might be the Cropduster fans, might be the T-Bolt fans, me. I just want to eat my chicken wings.
Ryan Boma steps up to bat. 1 hit on the day, it was a home run. He'll have to lead off the bottom of this 9th, but no pressure, Ryan. Progolski lets the arm dangle before coming set for the first pitch of the bottom of the 9th. Too low, gets away, ball 1. If that's a side of things to come, then the Cropdusters are in luck. A wild pitch on a ball low. Ryan Boma gets ahead, 1 ball to no strikes. "1-0. Misses inside for ball 2. "2-0 the count. No outs, none on. Ryan Boma represents the tying run at the plate. He's hit a home run already today. 2-0. Too low, ball 3. The last thing the Thunderbolts want is to put the tying run on the bases, because the Cropdusters will try anything to get him around. Ryan Boma already with a steal today. You don't want to let him on.
Last thing you want to do is walk him on 4 pitches.
But that's... No, he does not. A called strike on the top corner on a really high pitch. The fans hate it, screaming, "Come on, Blue!" 3-1 the count. Swing and a high fly ball into the gap in right center. It's traveling down right into the glove of Dunyan and Wright. The Thunderbolts are 1 out closer, and Kevin McMean steps up to bat.
Boma put a good swing on it, just couldn't get it in the gap.
Kevin McMean steps up to bat. Down to their final 2 outs, the Cropdusters need to get the third baseman on. He had his second hit of the night in his last at-bat in the bottom of the 7th. First pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1. 87 out of Progolski's hands. That's the fastest we've seen so far today. 0-1 the count. First baseman Foster playing back. 0-1 misses low for ball 1. McMeans evens things up. And the Cropdusters were down to their final strike with a tie game in the top of the inning. We're down to their final ball, this one to put Boma on. Things have just barely nudged away from the Cropdusters. They have to forcefully get it back. 1-1. Swing and a high fly ball. That'll die in the infield. Heckman gives chase back on the grass, stares at it, and makes the squeeze. The Cropdusters are down to their final out.
Batting next, the catcher number 10 from the University of Pennsylvania, Quinn Ahern.
Now a pinch hitter in, Quinn Ahern in relief of Sammy Lease. With 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th, the Crops trail by 1. Pinch hitting, one of the hardest things to do in baseball. Quinn Ahern has to keep this game alive. He's hit a home run earlier this season. Back at this very venue, another one would tie it up. First pitch. Curveball misses in, ball 1.
They just need a base runner. Gotta start small.
1-0 the count. The pitch. Too low on the fastball, ball 2. 2-0 count, 2 outs, none on for the Cropdusters. Progolski trying his best to finally put this game to bed. 2-0. Too high, ball 3. Another 3-0 count, Ahern represents the tying run. He's 1 ball away from getting on. The 3-0. Outside, ball 4. Quinn Ahern takes a base. And the game stays alive with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th.
They're going to pinch run Griffin Puvel up at first, and they're going to let Brian Scott hit. He's been so hot as of late, Jish.
He leads the team in hits with 3. He needs another one now in the biggest moment so far. Bottom of the 9th. 2 outs. Brian Scott, the hope of the Cropdusters, is with you in the bottom of this 9th. Griffin Puvel, the pinch runner at first. He's got some speed. If Brian Scott puts one in play, Puvel can come around. Progovsky takes a look back at first. Nods and delivers. Swing and a miss on a fastball outside, strike 1. Scott wanted the first pitch fastball, got it, but it was nowhere close. He's now down 0-1. Crops trail by 1 in the bottom of the 9th. 2 outs. Swing and a foul ball. Now the Cropdusters are down to their final strike. Swing and a miss, strike 3. The Thunderbolts walk it off 15-14. An unbelievable back-and-forth game that somebody unfortunately had to lose. This time, it's the Cropdusters. Jack, what a game. Unfortunately, the Cropdusters could not pull it out, but there's nothing to be ashamed of. The offense was on through and through.
Just an unbelievable night at the ballpark. A marathon of a game. Back and forth the entire time. And Cropdusters were so close, but no cigar.
Came down to the final out, the final strike. A devastating blow for the Cropdusters, who fall to the Silver Spring-Takoma Thunderbolts for the 2nd time this year. Fall to 13-16 on the year. The Thunderbolts advance to 12-16. Tomorrow is the All-Star Game. We'll be on the call for that one. Stay tuned to the Cal Ripken YouTube for our live broadcast of that one. It's going to be a fun time, so stay with us. Until then, have a great night, everyone. Jish, Sokolsky, and Jack Feldman.